Hello, family and friends. Welcome to another Talks with Liem This will be cut out.
No, I love it when you screw up.
This podcast is available to the billions of people around the world on YouTube, Pandora, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and all the major platforms. I am Liem. I'm your host. I'm a software engineer. I've been doing it for almost 2 decades. And today my sidekick is
Emmett Morgan. I'm a Las Vegas realtor. Hey, does Amazon have a podcast distribution?
well Audible, and we're on it.
Oh, Amazon owns Audible. Okay. My name is Emmett. I'm a true American consumer. I'm very patriotic. I buy less stuff on Amazon than most people that I know. I think people, well, not just you, but I think Americans in general buy a lot of shit on Amazon. So happy to be here today. Please keep the messed up intro.
Okay.
Those are highly amusing for me.
And I'm Helewa. I'm the anonymous wage slave picker raging in my wage cage at Amazon. Here to give insights on Amazon and ramble about stuff. But mostly hate on Amazon for the most part.
We found a Amazon warehouse worker that was willing to come to Vegas to talk to us about his personal experience working at Amazon. So this is really cool because we all hear the stories and read the news, and then we found an actual person that will give us the inside scoop on what's really happening there.
It's a small scoop, but hey, it's a scoop.
We kept the identity secret, and then we also have a special guest appearance by fake Jeff Bezos image head. So if you're listening only, we have a image of Jeff. So whenever we represent what we think Amazon or Jeff Bezos, we're trying to keep it fair. I'm trying to keep it fair because I don't want us all to sit here and just conjecture and bash Amazon, because that would be the popular thing to do. But we want
the truthful thing might be a little bit more boring, but hey.
Yeah. So can you tell us about your actual experience working in an Amazon warehouse?
In short, it sucks.
Yeah.
And it's draining.
Stay tuned for the full 3-hour gig. What do we talk about, Liem? Is there?
Yeah, we talk about Amazon, how a picker works there. We also have two other stories from another picker and another manager that work there at the Amazon warehouse. We talk about what their feelings like, or what it's like working there, the conditions, how clean the drinking water is,
Sex couch,
the heavy items, that are tough to lift. So we talked about the pros and cons of Amazon through the experience of 3 individuals, 1 that's here with us, and then 2 that wrote their stories for us to read. So stay tuned for that, audience.
Yippee!
Hiro, thank you for coming on to the show.
Hey.
So
Code names.
Hiro, yeah.
Yeah, code names though. He's secret.
It is.
That is the code
that
name.
is the code name?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Hyro.
Yeah.
So we have you disguised, where we're not going to see your face, and then we'll have your voice altered too, distorted. So you currently work at Amazon, and then we also have 2 other stories from another Amazon picker and then an Amazon warehouse manager. And we're just going to go through the stories of yours, those other 2, and then we're all just going to collaborate on the morality of it all, what's good, what's bad, and just take it from there. So you currently work there as a picker right now?
Yeah.
Wait. So we're putting Amazon under the lens with...
I guess that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Let's examine through the eyes of a picker.
It sucks. I mean, it's lonely, it's isolating, but I guess it's 40 hours a week, which not a lot of places seem to be wanting to give people.
Can you tell us what the basic job is? If you're an Amazon picker, you're in a warehouse.
Yeah.
What is that like? What do you do?
You get this little forklift thing, and it's they have these cages. They're called cages. Mm-hmm. And you go up these shelves with a scanner in your hand, and the scanner tells you where to go, and everything's like, A level, B level, 101, 101, whatever. By 5s, like 270, 275, 280.
Yeah.
So if you go to like F280 at aisle 313, you can go there. And then you would like use that forklift thing, would lift you up to like level 13. or level F, and then you get your item there. You scan it.
Yeah.
You better scan the right one. It'll have different barcodes on it, but you scan the wrong one, you're inching towards trouble.
Huh. Okay. So when I go on Amazon and I find, oh, this is the coolest fucking taser, I'm going to buy this taser and I want it here tomorrow. And when I hit click buy,
there's a process, there's another process, but then somewhere there's a picker who goes up, with a forklift, and I call it the wage cage.
Yeah.
Because you're filling up a cage with Amazon products.
Yeah.
And it'll be on shelf 250G.
Yeah.
On aisle 200 or whatever.
Yeah.
And someone, probably me, would go up there, scan that, put it in the cage thing, get more items. Once that cage is filled up with stuff, it gets brought down to a line called packing.
Yeah.
And then packing people will make sure, hey, this box isn't busted. They'll wrap it up nice and neat. And then it goes somewhere else, and it goes to your door.
So for people who have never been in a warehouse before, is it similar to a Costco where the shelves just go up and up?
Yeah, a little bit like that. I mean, some of them, they're like a gap of 10 feet or a gap of 8 feet, 12 feet.
Yeah.
Sometimes like that. Yeah, it's a little bit like that, a Costco.
So these shelves could be 30, 40 feet up in the air?
Yeah.
And so you're on this forklift picker that you drive it? Or
yeah, I drive it, yeah.
You drive it to the right spot because you got the location in your
scanner.
Yeah. So then you go, it's up on this top shelf. I got to go up.
Yeah.
So it moves like an elevator as well?
Yeah, kind of. And then the cage is with you. Basically, you take two steps back from the pick thing, your cage is there. You're in a cage. So that's kind of what's one of the two memes about wage cage for Amazon, if you've seen them.
Is the cage to keep you from falling off?
And there's a harness, of course. I got a harness, little...
yeah, well, because you're 30 feet in the air, right?
Yeah, 30 feet in the air, yeah.
Okay. Is that approximately right, or is it higher than that?
It can be higher than 30 feet, but yeah, a good base could be 30 feet, 45 feet up in the air.
Is there a different type of pickers too? Is there pickers that just are in a station the whole time? And items come to them?
I know there's different, hey, today you're doing VNAs, which is small items, the size of your mug.
Oh.
Okay? And then, there's BODs or whatever, where box on demand or non-conveyables, where, hey, it's the size of a rug. Hey, there's an actual rug. You want a rug from Amazon? Yeah, like that.
Ah.
So there's different categories of that. I know there's those little shelves, and you get a cubby or a little tub thing, and you can go there. I think there's people that do that. I guess there might be different kinds of pickers, but I'm the kind of picker that uses the forklift.
Yeah. And then so you pull my taser off the shelf and put it in a little basket or something.
Yeah. Well, the cage, the weight cage, yeah.
So then your job is to grab several items and then bring them back to the shipping center or the shipping...
Or however many that cage will fit. Depends on hey, if there's a bunch of small items, it could be 30, 40, whatever.
So if you're getting all my action figures, then you can load up.
Yeah, and then other people's orders too, whatever the scanner tells me. Sometimes the scanner will tell me, hey, your weight limit's been reached, because apparently they keep the track on that or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's hey, someone made a special request or a priority package, whatever. So immediately go down and drop off the cage, repeat. Grab another cage and keep doing that.
Oh, so if I pay for Prime on my bowling ball, that's going to come quicker.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what it,
Yeah.
Well, the weight thingy is, but wouldn't they know the approximate weight of the item? So they probably give you I'm guessing a set of orders on your scanner or something, and you say you got 20 items to pick up. So you're saying that you could hit weight capacity at 15 items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll say weight capacity reached, and it won't give me a choice. It won't give me any more items to pick. It'll say scan a new cage. All these cages have those little QR codes on them. You scan them and it tells you, okay, this is a new empty cage.
Yeah. I think for our listeners, the idea here is that there's a gigantic Amazon warehouse. The stuff that we buy is on just miles and miles of shelves.
Yeah.
Most people would put all the bowling balls in one spot and put all the pillows in this area, and they would put all the, all the pitchforks over here, right? But in the Amazon system, stuff is just randomly placed.
It can be organized
by size and weight, right?
It can be organized like that. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But as a rule of thumb, if there's a bin full of rugs, you're going to see a lot of rugs.
Yeah.
And if it's like, about the size of your coffee cup or like, the same weight approximately, it'll be next to or cluttered in with other stuff of that similar weight category. Bowling ball.
Yeah.
Probably be next to like a statue or a fat lamp or whatever.
Yeah.
Rugs.
But the idea is we don't need to go look at all the cups.
Yeah, there's no, this is all the cups. Oh, this is all the pans.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really like that. It's like, these are the kids' toys. These are the whatevers. Hey, like a jar of pretzels or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it can be like
because each
disorganized.
item has its own identification and a specific location in the warehouse. So it's all computerized and it knows exactly where
Everything is.
Yeah. So it just sends you to the place. Instead of having you look at all the mugs,
Yeah.
it says, hey, I know if we want to order this red mug, go exactly to aisle 104 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not in like chaotic storage, which I guess isn't a terrible idea.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, there's that exact mug that you want to buy off Amazon. If it was like a mug section, they'd be like, oh, there's like that podcast mug, or oh, hey, there's that grandma mug, or there's that religious symbol mug or whatever. So I guess it makes a little more sense. Hey, that mug is put in with the cell phones and the candy bar set or the Barbie doll. So when I go to that bin or whoever goes to that bin, like they go to their scanner, there's a mug.
Yeah.
So they see a coffee maker, they see Barbie dolls, they see like a scooter.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's a mug. That looks like a mug. Grab the box, scan it.
Yeah. Okay. So that I have a good idea of what your job is.
Yeah. And it's very monotonous because I basically doing that all for 10 hours.
Just forever.
Pretty much, it feels like.
Yeah.
When you say 10 hours, like they always schedule you way more than 8 or 9 hours, or what's the typical?
4 tens.
So it's 4 tens.
Yeah, it's 4 tens. We get break every 2.5 hours, it seems. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 10 minutes. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But
do you like 410s, or is that not doesn't?
Sometimes.
Because I would like 3 days off, right?
Yeah, but do you really want to work 4 10-hour shifts?
Probably depends on how stressful the job is, or how
like I've worked a
tiring
factory
it is.
job unrelated to Amazon, and I did 4 10s. I mean, it does wear you out. It can be stressful, and it's like, oh. But the way Amazon does it with their little features of TOT, time off task, I remember someone else in your stories probably told you, if you go without 5 minutes without scanning something, they're going to pull you down, question you, like, hey, why it took you so long? And it's like, well, if I have to like find this one rug in a giant area of other rugs, and it's like I have to like find, okay, it's in the way bottom, and there's all this other heavy stuff. It's going to take more than 5 minutes to do it.
To dig it out.
And then you have to put it all back. I mean, you can't just leave it on the floor, right?
I got it.
And they're like, hey, you need to pick up the pace. Hey, you're the bottom 3. And it's like the punishments seem more heavy and real than the rewards and the praise. That's what I've been feeling lately, especially. It's like, oh, hey, you were the fastest picker. You had the fastest rate out of the 40 people here. Good job, little golf clap, Congrats, your name's on the board. And then, right after that meeting, your name's getting, the next day, it's getting wiped. And someone else did it.
Yeah.
And then you would say you were like one of the best people. You consistently did it. It's not going to change. The day you do bad is the day you're going to hear about it. And all that, like, hey, you were the top 3 or you were number 1.
Yeah.
It just goes right out the window.
So then your real goal should be like the bottom 5th guy or something.
Or
right?
like the middle. Be the middle. If you're not going to get praise, you're not going to get scorned or punished. You're just going to be in the middle. That's it.
Yeah. Or have a pace that keeps you in the safe zone.
Yeah. Just as long as you're not the bottom 3, it's okay. But then also, like, before it gets processed properly by the packing people, it has a bunch of different stickers on it. I don't look at Amazon packages when they've been delivered.
Yeah.
But like when I'm scanning it to give to those guys to put it in that kind of box to go to your doorstep, it can have like 7 or 8 barcodes on it, UPC codes. You can scan most UPC codes. They don't tell you which ones. The scanner will tell you when you're wrong.
Huh.
And other things. It's like you got to look the box to find the right one. Sometimes it's torn. Sometimes it won't scan.
Yeah.
Then like your options now are you can go down to the problem solve department. They could print it out for you. That might take more than 5 minutes.
Right.
But then you can also hit reject on the scanner like, hey, this thing's not scanning. I'm not in the mood to go down. So I'm just going to hit reject package. That can also be against you. If you do it too many times or you get like average 200 packages scanned a day, going up and down, going through this shelf, through that shelf, between the breaks. It comes to around 200 packages a day is what they expect of you. You are only allowed 3 missed scans, wrong scans a week.
Out of 200 packages a day. So
in some
800.
packages, like, hey, I scanned the UPC code on that product. It was great, no problem.
Yeah.
And it repeats like that. But that 5th one ain't wrong.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a sticker, so now I'm wasting time. Now I have 1 mark against me for like wasting time or scanning the wrong thing, and I'm at risk.
Yeah.
For like either getting someone to make me the new sticker or.
So you're kind of painting what your day is like.
Yeah.
So are you getting up early and feeling stressed out and then grabbing a cup of coffee and driving in?
I wake up. I live kind of far away, shall we say?
Yeah.
So
from the Amazon warehouse that you work at, yeah.
I mean, maybe I could move to a closer one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They have security cameras like right as you pull into their property. So like they monitor your speed. On one hand, wow, they don't want anyone to get run over. I mean, what are you doing going 25 in a parking lot, whatever type deal. But then again, it's like, wow, the moment I come to the vicinity of the property, I'm under surveillance already.
Yeah. Well, I used to work in casinos. I used to bartend in casinos here.
Yeah.
And you accept that surveillance is
everywhere,
pervasive and ubiquitous. Yep.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm not doing something wrong, I'm not worried about it.
So like if you were going 7 miles in the parking lot, which is probably a little faster than you should, say.
Yeah.
Would you be cool with it? Would you accept it? Like, hey, we on our camera we saw you driving 7 miles an hour.
Yeah, that does seem silly.
Yeah.
But they weren't super strict on parking stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was security would if they caught you driving erratically. So there was some.
Yeah.
They weren't focused on parking, but there is some reasonable behavior, right?
Yeah.
So, have you been reprimanded for something in the parking lot yet?
No, but I've heard of people who have been.
Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of that gray area where like, hey, this dude really was like pulling out like erratically.
Yeah.
Driving like he's a stunt man and then just like hitting from like 0 to 60 or close to whatever it is. Yeah, he got written up for that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't do that. I don't have any interest in doing that. But it's like, so they really do keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, what if, like, how, like, what's their threshold? Like, what sets them off to like say, hey, yesterday you went 12 miles in the parking lot when there's a sign that says 5?
They're telling you the limit's 5.
Yeah. I mean, but one day if I go 7 miles an hour, like, are they really gonna pull me aside, talk to me? Maybe not. They haven't. So okay.
Oh, you should test it.
Yeah, test it. Yeah.
You're trying to hit 7 miles an hour, 7.5.
Yeah.
Jumping to
that could be dangerous.
Jumping back to that TOT thing, let's just kind of talk about that. So that's time on task.
Time off task, yeah.
Or time off task.
Yeah.
And then is that a 5-minute window?
Yeah, 5 or 6 minutes.
And what's that entail exactly? So that could be as much as your fork lift takes you somewhere, and then you find the item is either too heavy and you don't scan, and then you skip that to go to the next, and that could be a 5-minute gap between that.
Yeah, if it doesn't accept, like, oh, this doesn't have a sticker on it at all, or the thing's damaged. That kind of gives me like a tough choice. Do I hit reject, which might be a mark against me, but I'm not lying, or I can go get a sticker and then, I talked to that guy, he printed out the sticker for me. Now I got like 12 seconds to get to the next aisle to get the next package, or it adds up and it slowly counts against me. So it's like, I don't want to do that. So it's kind of like a no-win situation, it feels like.
Well, you're just picking your penalty, right?
Yeah, picking your penalty.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I got one too many of these wrong scans, so maybe I'll just hit rejected or whatever. I got one too many time off task, so it's like you're always teetering to getting in trouble.
So you get this feeling of something's on your ass all the time.
Yeah, like breathing invisibly. An algorithm is breathing down my neck. Yeah,
that's weird. Yeah.
How many, or just maybe in the last week or two as you've worked, what was the TOT things that have you been flagged for any?
I've been flagged for the like wrong scanning stuff, or like unsafe bin, which this was dystopian. I think I typed it out. So some of these bins are collapsing, or there's like so many heavy things. It's like, hey, I don't care if you're like a 6'4" guy or a 5 flat girl. If you try to like move all this stuff, it's going to fall down. It's going to hurt your hand. It's going to hit you in the face. I got hit in the face with a rod because there was a bunch of heavy, weird shaped stuff.
Yeah.
And I said like bin unsafe because it gives me the option to say like, why can't you pick this? It'll say like can't scan item.
Yeah.
Items damaged. Items missing. Unsafe bin. I was like, this is unsafe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not an OSHA guy, but I do have the OSHA's, whatever I've done. I worked in other warehouses and factories, so I know I have a good feel of what's unsafe.
Yeah.
That was unsafe. And then I get flagged for that, like, hey, you said these items were missing, or something like, you said this was unsafe when we declared it wasn't safe. We declared it safe when you said it was unsafe, so that counts as a lie. Now, you did that 2 more times, so you're approaching a write-up. This is your verbal warning right now.
How would they detect the lie on, like, so you mark it unsafe and then this
someone else, quality or safety or whatever, comes by and they'll double check.
So probably the safety person, I would imagine in their job, they don't have the rate.
They don't have a rate, so they don't get TOT.
And they probably don't get a benefit for actually fixing it. So
if you were the safety guy, if I was a safety guy, it'd be like, okay, this thing's kind of crumbling apart and it's really horribly disorganized. Now, I could say, oh, this is unsafe. That guy was telling the truth, and now I have to fix it. Or I could say he was lying, leave it alone, go to the next one, and it's someone else's problem. Yeah. Yeah, it could be relatable in a way like that. I can see that. It's also like the break, because it's like a big warehouse. So like you get like, they said 15 minutes break, but that's a lie. You scan your last item and then you go to the break room, you go outside and you smoke. And then it's like, you think it's like 2.5 minutes to walk to like the break room or the outside, whatever. And then another 2.5 minutes back. They really give you 15 minutes. There's something about it where like it's easy, like, hey, I was only gone 15 minutes or I was only gone 14 minutes, but then you have to go back on the thing, it's scan to scan. So from the last time when you scan something to the next time you scan an item.
Oh.
So that's little incrementing, like chipping away at your break time.
Are you out there trying to suck down a cigarette as fast as possible?
Yeah.
Is there a
people do that. People do that. Yeah, they just like.
Is there a technique to smoking faster? Can you do 2?
No, that's bad. I wouldn't do that.
Why? Why are cigarettes bad?
I mean,
I'm fucking with
when you need it, you need it. When you it's like,
out.
Yeah,
sorry,
real hard.
Sorry to make light of. I agree that sucks that a 15-minute break. There's
isn't really 15 minutes. It's more like 10.
Yeah, there's no accounting for
and then
travel
help
time.
You, and you better, hopefully your next item that you have to scan is nearby where you park the thing.
Yeah, I have run into that a little bit at large facilities here in Vegas that I've worked at where there's no accounting for travel times. Like literally I'm walking a quarter of a mile. How fast can you walk that far?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's bullshit that there's no accounting for you walking somewhere.
Yeah. Or the bathroom. The bathroom could be another thing. Bathroom breaks, it's like.
Well, so let's do this. In your 10-hour workday, you get a lunch break?
Yeah, half an hour.
And
Walk
then
out unpaid, so yeah.
And you get some other.
You get
some other breaks.
Yeah. 2 hours after clock in, there's you don't clock out. You just like take a break.
Yeah.
Supposed 15 minutes, more like 10 or a little bit less.
Right.
And then there's lunch, and then there's like the after lunch break, which is again 10, 15 minutes, allegedly 15 minutes.
Right.
But it's not. It's
So on a 10-hour day, you get that half-hour unpaid break or unpaid lunch.
Yeah.
And 2 15s.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay, so they want you cranking and working, with the exception of
those little breaks.
Yeah, that the travel time is on you.
Yeah.
And presumably you're in a giant warehouse.
Yeah.
So the minute you do your last scan, you're probably not near
the
break room or a bathroom.
Yeah.
Or the smoking area.
It's like a minute away. Safe to say it's a minute away.
Yeah.
And it's going to take another minute back.
Okay.
So what's that going to be when you got 10 minutes?
Yeah.
15, they say, 15, no, it's 10, no, it's 15.
So I mean, in 10 minutes, you can sit down and pound a granola bar?
Yeah. 10 minutes, stare at your phone. It's That's the fastest part of the day, believe it or not. That's the fastest, easily.
The day drags.
The day drags, yeah. It's awful.
Yeah, so that is a bleak picture of a day. What else can you tell us about what your day is like working at an Amazon warehouse?
Maybe the signs.
The signs like, social distancing. It was kind of amusing where like, June is gamer month. We're going to have games in the break room. Well, some of us people smoke. Some of us people don't want to play these stupid games.
What, like you could play like Pac-Man for
Or
7 minutes?
Bingo. Well, yeah, like sometimes they turn on this arcade machine. You can play Pac-Man or whatever. Something stupid.
Bingo?
Yeah, bingo.
Like
Like
with
they
other
have
people?
a little ball with, and you're in the break room. You can play bingo, and it's like the prizes are stupid.
Well, I'm trying to imagine organizing a bingo game in 10 minutes.
Good, yeah.
That sounds
or
crazy.
like at lunchtime, I guess. Like lunchtime was where they would do that. Or like sometimes in June, right, it was gamer month or whatever. And they do these like riddle, like, hey, if you can find a manager, answer this riddle, tell a manager, and you win a prize. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And like, it's like elementary school riddles.
Like,
and
good luck finding a manager.
Yeah, good luck finding a manager. And it's just like, I was already a bad day enough. But then after that, it was June. And then, like, was it?
Well, also, gamer means like video gamer,
Yeah.
right?
It's like stupid little things like that. Or like they had a contest. I heard other facilities. This wasn't my place.
Yeah, well, that's the opposite of bingo. Bingo is for like retired people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that. Or like little riddles or something like that. But
That's insanity.
that is. Or like for.
That's the worst thing I've heard yet, is calling bingo part of Gamer Month.
Yeah. The stupid little things they do. I could tell a story about a different warehouse, a different state, but they had this game about like, hey, if you can process the most packages, you win a prize. And like you enter your little nickname, and then they're gonna like broadcast what your score is for processing. And this dude really wanted a prize, and he worked his hardest.
Yeah.
But there were two people who were like way faster than him, like ridiculously faster. And he was like, this isn't humanly possible.
Yeah.
And then the screen glitched. AI 1, AI 2, or bot 1, bot 2, and then Mike D or whatever his name was. And it was like, so the two top prize winners weren't even human. They were just bots.
So there were fake names?
Yeah, fake names, and the prizes went to nobody. And then the third place got like a Jolly Rancher or some taffy or something stupid.
So this is a story you heard?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. That'd be a hard one to substantiate without better proof.
Okay.
That would be pretty evil.
It's kind of funny how like they went from...
Because you'd have to program a thing just to screw this dude out of
Yeah,
it.
they went from like, oh, this is Gamer Month and LGBT month. Oh, hey, it's July, Patriot Month, and then it just went from like the rainbow flag to the Stars and Stripes. Just and it's kind of dumb, like the dumb little things they want to impose on you, with the little.
Sounds like America, really.
Yeah.
No, I mean like we go from Pride Month to Patriot Month.
Yeah, and they just flood you with all this fake motivation constantly.
Yeah. So they're trying to make you happy and pump you up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or trying to like motivate you in a way that is fake.
What would be better?
I'm honestly of the opinion if you stop this bullshit about, oh hey, it's LGBT week, so wear a rainbow and you can be eligible to win 10 minutes paid time off, or a t-shirt from 2017, or something stupid like Amazon swag bucks, like kind of reminiscent of Script back in the days before the union, whatever, where it's like the company would not pay you money, they'll give you coupons for their general store.
Okay.
So you'd be paid in, okay, that's a more extreme and way outdated example, but it's a similar vibe. I don't know if they still do this anymore. Some people say they do, some people say they don't, or some places they do, some places they don't, but they'll like,
so
if you win a stupid game.
Have you been there a long time?
Less than a year.
Okay. Have you won any prizes?
I have not, and I don't want to actually at this point. It's like, it feels insulting. One of the stories, I don't know if you read this, but it was one of the people who committed suicide because he was consistently one of the best pickers.
I'm going to kind of answer my opinion on your question where you said, what could Amazon do? Like, so if they have those sayings, work hard, have fun, make history, be positive, be happy. Like, if you're going to use the word be positive, be happy, Amazon should do everything, or they should do something of logical, emotional connection to make their employees happy. Like instead of having the stupid ass games where you get shit prizes, have a decent prize.
No, well, you get to play bingo.
Have a fucking decent prize. Jeff Bezos is the richest motherfucker in the world. Like, just have a decent prize.
Yeah.
Aren't you happy when you play bingo?
Or
not
like
old enough yet.
they do these stupid ass. Okay, but surprisingly, and I guess. Okay, they actually do have a game going right now where there's actually a considerably good prize, like leaps and bounds better, or something like if you submit your vaccine card.
Yeah.
And you show that you're fully vaccinated, it's been more than 14 days since your second dose or whatever.
Yeah.
You can put into like a Amazon-wide lottery, and there's like one winner gets $100,000. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then like $40,000, like 5 people will get a car worth $40,000. $12,000 and a bunch of paid time off. And then $10,000 unpaid time off or something like that. But like
so this is nationwide, though. Yeah.
And it's like the odds of that are astronomical, right?
Well, Amazon is the second largest U.S. employer now. Is that correct?
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
If it isn't the second largest, it'd probably be the first.
Yeah.
If you told me it was the third largest, I'd kind of have to scratch my head and wonder. But second sounds reasonable. You can Google that if you want.
Or are they just behind the U.S. government? Is that what you're saying?
I think Walmart.
Yeah. I would believe Walmart would still beat them out.
As far as number of employees, because it takes more people to run a store and collect carts. And I mean, that's part of the efficiency and economics of Amazon is minimizing your costs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were very effective at that. Their slogans suck. Like, disagree and commit. And I was just like, wait, so if I disagree with my manager and I commit to it, that's insubordination. That's a write-up I could see easily, or at worst, getting fired.
Well, so should you go to
HR and they'll HR is a joke, dude.
Should you go to battle over that unsafe bin?
Yeah, should I? I'd like to. I tried to, and I'm halfway to a write-up.
You didn't commit.
Oh, I didn't commit.
I can see how that can be frustrating.
Yeah, that's I guess what I'll do is I'll commit to not saying they're unsafe anymore when they clearly are.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to commit to now, so I don't get fired.
Yeah, and I don't mean to
cut into me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to shoot you down. I'm trying to see the other side or try to do the counter argument, right? Because
we forgot the Jeff Bezos head. So whenever you take a side of Amazon, you need to hold that up so we know it's either Jeff Bezos or if it's your opinion.
That's a good idea.
Whenever Jeff raises his ugly head.
Yeah.
Because I think you should also maybe
He's a good looking head.
Because there's points where I think when me and you talk, there's times where you agree on how would I word it? What I would call a moral
evil.
There's the evil and kind of like a moral side, and then there's sides where the evil is very legal and very potentially profitable to corporations. So I think you should hold Jeff Bezos, even if you disagree and then you want to make those points.
Yeah, sometimes when there's needed evil, I guess there's needed evil in things.
No, there's no needed evil. If Jeff wanted to give you 10 shares of Amazon stock, would you accept Jeff's 10 shares?
Probably, yeah.
And then sell it?
And then I'd sell it. I'd turn around and sell it ASAP. Like, I would drop whatever I'm doing. I'd take the food out of my mouth.
No, he gave that to you from his heart, and you're now just getting rid of it.
Thank you, Jeff. You suck. So, okay, the Amazon stock with America capitalist system, the Amazon's probably going to continue going up. So I actually may hold it. I was saying I would sell it. I was just being emotionally angry.
Isn't it evil to hold on to it?
Squandering and hoarding are the opposite sides of the same coin.
Squandering and hoarding, yeah.
But I'm not.
I like how you're talking to the cheesy Jeff Bezos head now.
Jeff, stop that smiling, you freaking evil person. Because
the show just went off the rails.
His business, his corporation, the way that the processes, the system is set up to really squeeze the employees, it feels like so much. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like America, really. I mean, we look at the last 40 years of America, that seems to be where they're squeezing from insurance money, corrupt government, lobbyists pushing their agenda, corporation interests, So, I mean, for me to hold 10 shares doesn't fix what Jeff has set up for that systematic squeezing of the employees.
No, but you become the rich people that take advantage of the. Oh no, we take care of the poor people. Is what they would say.
You give them like a Hobson's kind of choice.
What's a Hobson's choice?
A choice that really doesn't matter at all, or a choice that's not really a choice at all. Hobson's choice.
Gotcha. No, I'm just not familiar with that.
Oh yeah, it's like, hey, I can throw. You're drowning in a well. Okay, you're running out of strength. You're about to sink and drown.
Yeah.
Someone like Bezos comes by and he's like, well, I could let you drown, or I could throw you this razor wire to like pull yourself up with. What's it going to be?
Is that the actual example, or is that your example?
That's my example.
Yeah,
I just made it up on the fly.
That's pretty evil.
I would. I'll kind of tweak that. I would imagine Jeff Bezos saying, "Hey, I have a rope that could save you, but you gotta sign this contract that says you owe me $2 million." That's what I'm thinking.
Or something to that effect was like, you can take my borderline illegal employment contract of employment, and it's demoralizing, soul crushing, but not actually breaking the law.
Jeff is not extorting.
You can walk away from my offer and starve and be a bum, be homeless on the streets with no income.
So for our audio only listeners, we have to explain that we have this cheesy, like a homemade Jeff Bezos color printed head, and the reason it's so cheesy looking is because when you go on Amazon, you cannot buy images of Jeff Bezos. You can't find like a fat head or a.
Oh.
If you go to Amazon and type in Jeff Bezos big head or Jeff Bezos printed head or something,
Or actually,
you find nothing. This option is not available.
I think there was like three books about Jeff Bezos or something that you could buy, but there's not a lot of Jeff Bezos stuff. Surprisingly, you can buy everything on Amazon.
Yeah.
But not Jeff Bezos stuff.
Yeah.
So we had to homemade this. So I've got a picture of Jeff Bezos on a stick, so that we can so that I can represent. Because I don't think it's fair for you guys to be
teaming up against you.
You're making a case against Jeff.
Yeah, you got to defend Jeff.
All right, Jeff. I got a question for you, Jeff. So Jeff, you're the richest man in the world. Why can't you give just a $2 raise, $4 raise to your pickers?
We're not there yet. So the moment that you make this company unprofitable, I cannot provide this many jobs to people, right? So you can't just give people money because you got it, because then you got no business left. Any unprofitable business goes out of business, and you can ask me how well treated the Montgomery Ward's employees were and how many jobs they have left now.
But Montgomery Ward were they the richest company at some point? And
they used to be a giant retailer that would set up giant stores at the malls, kind of like a JCPenney's or a Sears.
Oh wow!
They probably went out of business due to technology. As the internet probably bloomed, just like Sears or Kmart. It was probably that. So it's not. Jeff Bezos is the richest person in the world right now. So I don't think losing $2 an hour to employees would probably even phase his.
No, he has so many employees times 10 hours a day times however many employees times all across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean,
or do you want me to raise prices on your tasers and sex toys?
I think that would if the systematic this really all comes down to just America, the capitalist system. Really, that's the way I see this whole thing is Jeff Bezos is just he built a company that's massively profitable using the system that he's doing everything legally. I don't think I've heard of anything actually illegal.
Do you want to go down this road, or do you want to keep going down High Rose Day?
Or we could either or.
Do we want to go high level? High Row, what do you want to do?
I guess we could keep going with the Amazon and the capitalist thing, because my day's boring. I pretty much went over it, because it's like I explained what I do, I explained the frustration. It's like the thing I forgot to mention though on the what my day is.
Yeah.
Is like it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the algorithm stuff and it was like the wrong scan. Okay, I scanned something wrong. The scanner beeped and flashed red or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I scanned the right label and I could just move on. It would take a lot of stress out of the job if it just didn't mark against me, but it does. It wouldn't be that terrible. $15 an hour or whatever. I make close to 16.
So it feels like there's some inhuman pressure on you?
Or like this warehouse was not designed with humans in mind. It's missing the human element.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's continue until you're saying your boring day. But I think the reason for that, because I think our audience, they don't actually know what a day like is at Amazon, because the audience probably just reads a news article, and that news article is only maybe 4 paragraphs or 1 paragraph long. So I think hearing your outtake on your day, it really makes it feel more
and to be
realistic.
fair, for the transparency's sake, I've heard a lot. I've only worked at one Amazon spot.
Yeah.
Right. I've talked to people who've been to like 3 or 4, or hey, I was on this state on the East Coast, and now I'm in like this city or that state, and wow, this state's so much better.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, it might be kind of cutting close to getting in trouble for time off task, but I could go down and use the restroom.
So
People who drive the delivery vans, those guys have no choice but to piss in a bottle. So in like some places, it's I've heard one guy say like he misses his old one back in the Midwest or whatever, where they just shut the TOT thing off, so people can like get away with more. Other places, they're just like, they'll fire you real fast. If you give them the chance to get written up 3 times or 2.5 times, whatever, they'll fire you fast. Some places are actually a little bit more lenient. Some places are way worse. Some people love being a water spider and just shoveling boxes down a slide. And if like, they just love it. It's like their favorite thing ever. And other people are like,
I can't fuck this up.
Other people have like probably committed suicide or rage quit over at that same spot in a different city, different warehouse. So there is an element of variance. Some people would really hate it and like have rage quit. Some people really
Well, so you're saying the experience can be different
at different facilities.
There's hundreds of warehouses around the U.S. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So, and then you mentioned earlier that you've worked at other warehouses, right? Other warehouse jobs.
Yeah, unrelated to Amazon, but warehouse, any factory stuff.
So, how would you compare some other warehouse job? Was it
like Amazon did start off right off the bat? Hey, there's good pay.
Yeah. So, how much were you making at the other warehouse compared to $15 an hour?
Probably $3-4 differences.
Yeah. So Amazon's giving you $4 more an hour.
Yeah. But like $100 worth more in stress, basically. Like I could be gone for 5 minutes or whatever. No one would say anything.
Yeah.
Amazon, they're gonna know. They're gonna know if like, hey, I went to the bathroom, I had to refuel my pit thing.
Yeah.
I have been asked about that, and okay, maybe it gets written off. It can be written off, and like I don't get in any actual trouble, but still, it can. I think it's still going to work against me or whatever.
So is that not fair to say, hey, this is a high performance job? I'm gonna pay you a little more.
I see Jeff Bezos saying that.
Yeah,
he's raising his head. Yeah.
Wow.
So Jeff Bezos is saying he's paying $4, $3 to $4 more for that.
For you to be the best you can be.
But it's on the inhumane side, because like 5 minutes, sometimes like, hey, I really am struggling with this rug.
Yeah.
And it's going to take more than 5 minutes to like get it into the wage cage and put all the other rugs back.
What if Jeff said, hey, let me take it back. What if Amazon said, hey, look, we can make it a little less stressful. We'll have half the penalties, but it's $14 an hour.
I would say, okay. I would probably take it. I would probably take that.
Yeah.
There's a new CEO. I don't know if he's going to be better or worse. I'm kind of the opinion that he is like a puppet of Bezos. Puppet of Bezos. But he did state some kind of letter or something. Just like.
I mean, he's part of Amazon, right? He's not some.
He's been an associate of Bezos for a long time.
He's not a wild outsider coming in to change everything.
No.
Yeah.
And I could totally see it where, like, in the shadows, behind closed doors, Bezos is saying, people got mad at me because I was this strict. So what I want you, put on a happy face and be incrementally more strict than I was. And our profits will rise. You will do my bidding, puppet. And off he goes.
Yeah, so if you own some Amazon stock, wouldn't you want them to incrementally make some more money?
Yeah. That probably would be the other thing, but then they said they were going to take a break on TOT or like not be so strict, but I haven't seen it. If there is, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a long day. There's this weird psychological stress and pressure that you don't find at other jobs.
Yeah.
But you're there because of the high pay? Is that the attraction?
Probably, yeah, because I looked at other jobs, and it's like I got warehouse experience, so that's what I'm going to roll with, and I see other warehouses in my area that they don't have it.
Yeah.
They don't pay, like when I was a teenager, $11 an hour, hey, that sounds pretty all right, but like
Yeah.
nowadays, 2020, $11 an hour, you might as well just go panhandling. It's an insult. It's like you're enabling the bad system to keep running by working $9 an hour.
I hear people on the street make a lot of money. Like if you're standing on the corner asking for money.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that too.
You got a cardboard sign. I hear you can make a couple $100 a day.
Yeah, you're convincing. Yeah,
dude, you should go out with one that says Amazon employee. See how much money people give you.
That's tempting.
Maybe that's bad. No, it might get you fired. Sorry.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah.
That may be a great idea or a terrible idea. I'm not sure yet which one that is. How good are you at cardboard signs?
That's a good. I have some box cardboard calligraphy right there with the Sharpie and then.
Okay, so you've been there. You said about a year.
Yeah.
So you're a younger dude.
I look younger than I really am, but I'm not going to say my age just yet.
No, we don't want to. We don't want to identify you.
Yeah.
So what? How does this fit into your life? Is this just feel like I'm gonna do this for a couple years, or this is a temporary thing, or
it's leaning more towards 2 years max. But then again, some days like last week, I'm like, okay, I probably won't last another month, will I? Or
yeah,
it's like I don't like other jobs I had. It was like, hey, I'd like to be a supervisor or this or that, and I never quite got it or whatever, and I washed out of that company, whatever.
Yeah.
But Amazon is like, I don't think I'd ever want to be a manager. People have said, oh yeah, I hated being a picker, a stower, or packaging. But then once I became a PA, process assistant, I love it. Because I guess some departments, some spots in Amazon can be comfy and easy.
Yeah.
While others are just miserable.
Yeah, at any organization, different roles can be different jobs, right?
Like you're on your feet, like realistically, 8-9 hours of the 10-hour shift, you're on your feet.
Because in your forklifting, you're standing, right?
There's no place to sit down, really.
Yeah.
And it's isolating. Like, I'm an introvert, but, like, it does kind of wear on me, whereas it's like, he doesn't have time to talk to me.
No time.
I don't have time to talk to her. I don't want to talk to her, but she's my boss, or he's my boss, so they got to talk to me, and I don't like... And then it kind of wears you out, or it's just, like, a very isolating feeling.
Well, so you're spending 40 hours a week in this mode, right? In this pick like a robot as fast as you can.
Yeah.
As accurately as possible.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the torture of it?
It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the TOT and the misscan punishment and then like the fake motivation thrown in your face on a daily basis. Yeah. Those three things.
Yeah.
Like say I can handle 100 pounds of stress. The punishment's 150 pounds of stress.
Mm.
The fake motivation's 20 pounds of stress. And just like the dystopian parts of it, were just like it's so bland and boring, is probably like 75 pounds of stress. So the job itself, like doing the actual stuff, assuming I don't get in trouble for anything, it'd be like 75 pounds of stress. And I could be with my range, like, hey, I could do this a long time if it wasn't for these punishments looming over me. Yeah. And then followed by the fake motivation to keep doing better, do faster.
Right, so when you walk in, there's a board that says, hey, you did great this week, and then there's be happy and be positive messages, right?
Yeah, or whatever the theme of the week is, LGBT, indigenous people, and it's kind of like...
Yeah, would it be better if Amazon just had messages up that say, hey, fucking work harder?
Honestly, I would take that. Or if they just said nothing at all.
Yeah, don't be a bitch.
Yeah, even that. But see, the thing is, okay, like there's this stupid thing, and this is like very like counterintuitive and contradictory to itself.
Yeah.
When you clock in and you're a picker, they want you within 10 minutes of like walking to the clock, walking to your forklift thing, and your first scan. They want that within 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. But what actually happens, clock in, sometimes I got to find the scanner, sometimes the battery's dead with the scanner because these are chargeable batteries, right? Well, okay, I got my harness thing hooked up. Now, I would be ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, my pick thing might be my forklift needs to get refueled with hydrogen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then there's morning announcements or start of shift announcements. Hey, we're having a charity drive. Hey, you can go to this website and get shoes, or you can whatever. Oh, hey, last week there were 2 safety incidents, so like don't get hit in the face with sharp objects because that's not fun. Oh,
Be safer.
be safer.
Yeah.
There's the AmCare. It's like a nurse's office, but it's also a secret punishment station. If you get hurt on the job, there's a nurse's office.
Yeah. Can you tell us about this aspect? So a workplace injury is possible, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be pickers. It's not always the pickers, but different people. They work with rollers. They get their finger crushed between the roller thing, or someone has something drop on them. Something. It doesn't have to be pickers. It's not always pickers, but you can tell your manager. They'll scan your ID badge thing.
So if you're working in a warehouse as fast as humanly possible, there's a potential for some physical injuries.
Yes.
So,
anywhere. It does not exclusive to Amazon, but like when you have that pressure of being punished or being too slow.
Yeah,
it's setting you up to get injured.
Yeah, so 40 hours a week, all you need is one moment of mistake.
Yeah.
And you might make a mistake that hurts you.
Yeah, physically. And then, like, I'm afraid to go there. I've hit myself in the jaw, like right here.
Stop hitting yourself.
I got stunned, right? And it put me in a moment of stun, and I was like, oh, Jesus, that hurts. That fucking hurts. Could I go talk to I thought about it. I had to think about this. I could tell my manager I got hurt. I could get an ice pack and a Tylenol.
Yeah.
But what else?
Right.
So
now,
someone else injured their thumb or something like that. Didn't break it, but it hurt real bad. It got swollen for like half an hour.
Yeah.
They told their manager, they were told to go to the glorified nurse's office. They got interrogated.
Yeah.
Hey, we told you follow the safety rules. You signed off on a digital agreement that you would follow these rules. We told you about wearing the gloves. We told you about working safely. We told you we're a culture of safety.
Yeah.
Why did you get injured on this job? What did you do?
Right.
Now, how are you going to do better?
Yeah.
Okay? You hurt our metrics. Okay, the minute it took for you to walk into this office from where you were working originally, the minute it takes me to tell you your Miranda rights-esque, question you, interrogate you, that's already 2 minutes.
So this is a description of what
that's
it's
kind of like what it is. I'm being I'm hyping up the drama, hyping up the thing, but there really is a questioning process.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your ice pack, sit down for 5 minutes. Here's a Tylenol, get back to work. And then they're just gonna make it their own way into morning announcements again.
Yeah, but Jeff doesn't want you to hurt yourself again.
Oh yeah, how thoughtful.
Yeah, I mean the warehouse cares about you.
Jeff, you're so kind.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No,
if you follow all the safety rules, you were gonna get in trouble for not processing, for being too slow.
Yeah.
If you break this, if you want to process real fast, you're gonna have to overlook some of these safety rules.
So
if someone catches you, you can get fired. If you break a certain kind of, what pisses me off is what is unique to Amazon is there are certain things they will not tell you about. And every department has 1 or 2 of these things. They'll maybe tell you once on your first day, or they'll never tell you at all.
Yeah.
But if you do something, you can get fired on the first instance, no questions.
Yeah. So, would you say that these conflicting priorities make it impossible?
Yeah. Or you're going to get dinged one way or another.
Yeah.
That's what I felt my first week, and that's what I still feel today.
And then this nurse station that you're describing.
Yeah.
From what I hear, is it generally ineffective is what you're describing? Is there
bare minimum? I'll say bare minimal.
Yeah. So if you're bleeding, can they patch you up and
give you a Band-Aid? If it's stitches, you probably got to go to the nurse or an ambulance, a hospital. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but then the nurse would make that call.
Yeah.
Okay. And then does that nurse person just hang out in an office, or did they do anything else?
Yeah, they're like HR, or they hang out in the office, and that's actually a comfy spot because it seems like whoever's in there, maybe they'll have 3 or 4 people a day, and it's basically a simple process of Ask them these 12 questions, which kind of in like roundabout way of like self-incriminate or make yourself feel guilty, minimize the responsibility of Amazon, make it feel like more of your thing.
Is that person an actual nurse?
No,
Or
probably
medical?
not. I don't know.
Okay.
But I think they have a degree in something, or you have to have a degree in something, or you have to have been in Amazon for a long time to get that spot.
They wear a lab coat and a stethoscope?
No.
Okay.
I don't think, no. I haven't seen them. I haven't talked to them, but...
I can't go there. I'll get punished.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like if I get hurt, I know I could go to the nurse's office, get a Tylenol.
Yeah.
But I'm 99.9% sure that's a secret mark against you.
Oh, dude, just bring your own Tylenol.
Yeah.
Or go to the Tylenol shelf and steal some.
Camera's watching.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't. I understand every job says the same kind of things about safety. Hey,
Yeah.
you know, if you're going to be on the forklift in this area, you got to have someone marshal you, or you're going to be around this type of equipment, watch out for these hazards. That's nothing new, but like
Yeah.
with Amazon, the safety rules, common sense, whatever, that's great. But then also that you got to move real fast. Those things clash.
So each variable seems to be dialed to some maximum discomfort. Is that a fair way to describe what you're saying?
Each variable, yeah, if you want to be like Mr. Safety, you're probably going to get written up, fired for being too slow. If you want to be Mr. Speedy, you're probably going to get injured.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then being injured too many times, I think that's a roundabout way to get you fired or something like that, or at least written up or in trouble.
Okay.
So it's like, it's like they just they like, it was kind of weird. Like I remember hearing about, they have a hire to fire ratio. Amazon does.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, like, hey, it saves them money. It's like churn and burn. A lot of companies do this. A lot of factories do this, warehouses do this, where they're like, they want people to like burn out. Mm-hmm. Instead of giving this guy, he's like 4 months away from getting a raise, but he's so burnt out, he quits. Yeah. Or, you know, she wants this type of role, but she's not really qualified. Well, she's so frustrated. She does something stupid, gets fired. Oh, hey, now we can hire this person from out of state for a cheaper rate, or we don't have to give him his raise. And great, you know. But then also, and it was also like Amazon was mentioning, like some of their executives or whatever had a concern of, we're burning through so many people. Like, these people are employable, and now they don't want to work here anymore. They can't work anymore. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a shortage of employable people in our warehouses. We're going to always be short-staffed. This is a big concern. Yeah. But then the other half is like, well, if we keep so many people here forever, it's just going to take away from our bottom line. So
I know in the U.S. right now we're feels like a couple of years into coronavirus. We're at 2021.
2 years. This is coming on 1 year coronavirus. Not even 2 yet. But anyway.
So we locked down in March. Of 2020, right?
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
So year and a half into coronavirus. Typically, there's a hiring shortage. It's difficult to get enough people to work, especially in places like restaurants.
Yeah.
Do you know if Amazon or your warehouse is having trouble getting people to fill positions? Is there a shortage? Or does there seem like no shortage of getting people to get hired?
I've seen people come and go.
Yeah.
I've seen people, you know, like move from another state. At least where I'm at, it seems like they don't really have a problem getting people in, but keeping people is kind of a harder thing.
So something about a warehouse offering $15 an hour is enough to keep people coming in the door, right?
Yeah, but maybe not enough to make them stay, or you stress them out so that way you don't have to give them a raise. Because Amazon does do yearly raises. Mm-hmm. That's great. Like, they used to be $14 an hour, but then the pandemic hit, the lockdown hit, so they gave everyone a $1 raise. Yeah. And they said they would take it away. They haven't taken it away. So, like that.
So what do you get if you're there a year? What do you get the 1 year?
Like $1 and some change raise.
Oh, that's great. You made more than another $1.
Yeah.
Other
places I've worked at, they're like, hey, you know, you work here 2 years,
do you know how many
$1.
Millions of dollars that adds up to? Hundreds of millions.
I doubt it.
No, you can.
How many employees do they have? Like 100,000?
I don't remember. My place, it feels. I don't know. There's a lot of people. I don't even want to give an estimate of where I work.
I'm just gonna Google real quick here.
So it would be let's guess. Let's just throw. If it was 100,000, be $1. Then it'd be 24 hours a day, because
Yeah, they are. There's night shift. There's graveyard.
Oh.
There's swing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then the 100,000 is not working though.
So this is, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, go ahead.
So this says Amazon currently, as of July 20, this is some random shit on the internet. Looks like about 950,000. Let's call it 1 million. Let's call it 1 million people are employed by Amazon in the U.S. Is that a fair?
Yeah, 1 million people. Then only so many are working at a time. So I don't know. Like it wouldn't even be 500,000 working at a time. It'd be like 100,000 or 200,000 at a time.
You want to include the flex people? You want to include Whole Foods? It'd surpass 1 million if you included that.
Do they get the dollar raise?
I think. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, see, I'm giving them all $1. Well, see, but it's not per person. It's per person per hours per week. Right? So times 40 times 160 a month. Right? That's a lot of money out of Jeff's pocket.
Jeff is so rich. I don't think he would feel it.
No, he's weighing his pockets all the time. Do you know Scrooge McDuck from the?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, wow.
He was for anybody who isn't old enough. There used to be a TV show called DuckTales. It was a cartoon about Disney ducks, and the uncle was Uncle Scrooge. And in the beginning of the show, it'd be swimming in this vault, like a swimming pool of gold coins. And it's very comical. It's cartoony, right?
Yeah.
But you never forget that he's gleefully swimming through his gold, is how rich Scrooge McDuck is. And the character is penny pinching at every opportunity to gather all of this riches. So
just like Bezos.
Well, I mean, there's something to that, right? Can you get rich if you're not trying to get it all?
Well, when you're the richest person in the world, should it matter?
You didn't get rich because you wanted to be the richest person. You got rich because you were such a penny pincher.
Stepping on people's backs all day long.
That's an unfair characterization.
Sorry, Jeff.
Who did Jeff destroy?
I want to ask you about the...
How many did he destroy? How many did he buy out?
just Walden books.
It's just like, I imagine a future where basically in the future there'll only be two companies. It'll be Amazon and Disney.
Yeah.
And if you I don't know, you have a dream where you type something negative about Disney and the Disney Plus store thing scans your brain and thinks you said something negative about Disney, and then you're banned from all the Disney products, so you can't watch anything anymore.
Some Black Mirror shit right there.
Yeah, that's kind of, and then Amazon Alexa, she can read your thoughts, and then you were kind of unhappy about that time you worked for Amazon Flex for 3 days, but then rage quit. Yeah, that's and you're gonna have to pay 15 cents extra for every purchase. And that's the only thing you can buy.
Feels like we're not too far away from there. We got NBA with China, where NBA was it the NBA player that didn't, I forget what it was, a year ago?
LeBron?
Was it LeBron? Didn't said some comment about China, then the NBA didn't support him on it. But then also the John Cena one, where John Cena said Taiwan is a country, and then later on said sorry. So I mean, China's basically this dystopian thing is slowly going that route, anyways, for money.
That relentless consumption, an entity, a corporate entity, or a government.
Yeah.
We are not China, guys.
Relentless.
We are not China yet.
All right, so I wanted to ask you about being the bottom 3 TOT, so time off task. So being at the bottom 3, you could get fired, right?
It sets you up. It leads you on that path to get fired, yeah.
By any chance, are you able to see the daily charts where you're at?
I think so. Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, there is.
Have you been close, or how?
My first month or so, yeah, I was pretty there. But like after the first write-up, I've been doing pretty good. I've been, at least keeping up the speed of it.
Because you were a noob.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I got whatever. They do offer retrain, hey, it won't be a mark, you can do the little training course thing all over again, get more in-depth question answers and stuff, and then you just go back to your job. So at least they give you a chance to retrain you, but that's nothing new. Other companies do the same thing.
I kind of extrapolate from another picker story, the stresses that a lot of the TOT things you mentioned earlier is not in your control. Like if you scan something and it just doesn't scan, the barcode's bad, or it's a missing barcode, you have no control on that.
Yeah.
The stresses, even though it's something out of your control, and then you're deemed at fault for that TOT.
Yeah. Sometimes you can like write it off, like explain, like you have a little paper and pen because you can't use your phone, and you say like, hey, it was 11:24, my forklift thing broke, or there was someone in front of me in this aisle and I was in line, their thing broke or whatever. So you do get some kind of out for that. I will give Amazon credit for that you can reason your way out of some of those things.
Was it? I think it was you that wrote. Even sometimes trying to get that out doesn't go as smoothly. Like you have to write it in the scanner, and then the manager will then later you have to talk to the manager.
Yeah.
But the amount of time to talk to the manager, that's against your TOT.
It feels like, yeah, it does. That one time, like I got into the habit where like, hey, this I really was jammed up. Something out of my control happened. I wrote down the time and the place. And I'm like, it was towards the end of the day, like 3 hours left in the shift. And I was like, hey, I want to give you this now just in case I forget. Oh, give it to me at the end of shift. And then it was like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay? Like after I did like 7 hours of work, I've been awake for 10 hours at least. And it's like, I've been on my feet. I don't want to go look for this one person.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home. And then, oops. Now it looked like I didn't justify or reason away what that was. So it's like maybe the manager got called away on something important. I don't know. I never even asked.
Yeah.
But like, I was told to give this to you at the end of the day, and I couldn't find you. So whose fault is it now? But I didn't say anything. I should have made a big deal of it, but I didn't, and I just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
But little things like that can get in your way. So it does kind of add to that element of, hey, it's like you're just on a railroad to get fired, one way or another. Take which track. Pick your penalty. Yeah, it seems like inevitable that.
It seems like they don't care about keeping you on at all, right?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Their words say they do. The commercials, the little things in the break room they have on the wall.
Yeah.
You know, they say, oh yeah, we value you, we trust you. We love our veterans, we love our Latinx, we love our BLM, we love our native indigenous peoples, we love gamers. But like you get TOT for this and that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like the same.
Another one that's not in your control is the three pickers per aisle.
Yeah, that's another thing that it's like.
What is that?
So describe that.
So there's long aisles. They can easily put, safely, reasonably, 4 people or 3 people. I'll say 3. They're 20 feet apart, and someone wants to go up because like some aisles are like narrow, so you can't turn left or turn right. And say like the first person is like their first week or the first day. So they're really struggling. They don't know what they're doing. The second person, well, he's, trying to like untangle a giant mess. And then there's
trying to get that rug out from under the bowling balls.
No. Well, the rugs wouldn't be there, but like, like 100 small mugs, but he's got to find the right mug or like the one item.
The Rick and Morty mug.
Yeah, the Rick and Morty mug. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And there's me like, hey, if that guy could just move over 2 more aisles, I could get my item. But the one still struggling, like 7 minutes go by.
Yeah. Is the idea so you can't operate too close to another picker?
Yeah.
Okay. So they don't want an accident.
Into them, don't get in an accident. Yeah. So that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
And I understand that's fair, but like, it really does kind of hurt on my rate. It does hurt on like my statistics, my metrics. And maybe I get the chance to like write it down and say, one time I lost my pen. One time I changed pants. I didn't think to bring that with me.
I'll just go to the pen aisle.
If only it were that simple.
I got a million pens. I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But
I can't help
you don't always get the chance to explain it away.
Yeah.
Or, that 3 people in one aisle is a safety thing and whatever. It's great, but
it's out of your control.
It's out of my control. Things happen out of my control, and it's just like, now I have no choice but to wait. Or like something falls off the shelf. This is really stupid. Something fell off the shelf.
Yeah.
I am not allowed to go and get out of my pit thing and grab it, put it in the amnesty bin. Because they have like the very end of the aisle, there's like an amnesty bin where you just put whatever in there. Hey, this fell off. Hey, this is broken or something.
Oh.
Okay, but like if there is something in the aisle, I have to tell the manager.
You can't leave your cage.
I can't leave the wage cage for that. Nope.
Yeah. Weird.
So I just wait. either I can tell the manager, which is a little bit faster, assuming I can find it, because sometimes they're busy, sometimes they're not in the same spot. Understandably, they got to move around. Okay.
Busy firing somebody.
Yeah. Or smoking meth. I don't know. You name it. You name it.
Do you have proof that any of your managers smoke the meth?
You just look at their eyes.
You got the spirals in their eyes.
Yeah. Or the dead eyes. Or some, I don't know. Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
It's like I got to look at that, and I just have to wait. And I had to wait 12 minutes. You can use your scanner to say, hey, there's product in my path.
Yeah.
But, oh God, do they like to make you wait. I've waited 10 minutes was the best. Was the fastest time was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's normal for 20 minutes to go by, half an hour to go by.
That's a lifetime in your
it's a lifetime.
time pressure system there, yeah.
And okay, sometimes I managed to explain it away. Hey, they were stuck. Hey, this thing was I was waiting for someone to come move it. And they don't say anything more about it.
Hey, totally off topic, but if we ever get rich, let's buy some of these Amazon picker forklift deals. We do some jousting and some demolition derby, the whole up and down crashing kind of thing.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We're gonna bring. Well, I don't know if we could bring you in. You'd be a fucking ringer. You'd be a pro at driving this.
I could.
You could probably be the referee or the coach.
They're Crown. You remember the name Crown Picker? I think they're called Crown Pick. The company's called Crown.
Oh, the company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna buy some Crown warehouse picking cage forklift.
Yeah.
Things.
I'm gonna pick up the Jeff Bezos head now. I'm gonna ask a question about.
Oh, you're gonna represent us?
I'm representing Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Dealing with the managers, are they good to you? Do they take care of you?
That's a loaded question, Senator.
That's a very loaded question, and some people would have one answer, and other people would have another answer. But
you know what's not fair is that this is such a cockeyed picture of Jeff. Like he's got kind of a wild eye.
That's him. That's him normally.
He doesn't have a Dr. Evil smile all the time.
Oh, well.
It's like this. To answer your question, it's like this. Lately, the praise and reward are fake. The threats and the veiled threats and the punishments are real. So in the morning, or when I start up whatever my shift is like, hey, happy LGBT week, or happy birthday, this guy. Oh, happy anniversary to her, because she's been here officially 1 year today. Congrats. Everyone give a round of applause. Watch out for this, watch out for that. Safety incidents about this. Oh, we're going to have a charity coming up. And then we go to work. My scanner died on me. Sometimes the Wi-Fi on the thing doesn't work, so I'm stuck. Then I get pulled down, called over to the manager. Hey, so you were out of commission for 8 minutes, huh? Because the Wi-Fi in your thing died, huh? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
that's exactly what happened.
But also before that, you scanned 2 things wrong.
Yeah.
Okay? You are one of the bottom 3 for people who've been scanning things wrong. So if you keep doing this, you know you're going to get written up, right? And you know what happens when you get written up? And you know what happens when you get written up again? After the 3rd time, you're gone. Okay? So don't forget that, okay? Don't forget. I'm being transparent with you, and I'm not lying to you. You are setting yourself up to fail. And I'm trying to set you up to succeed. Do you understand? No. Well, okay. So you go back to it now. Your problem's fixed. So happy LGBT day. Bye.
This is a conversation that you had?
Yeah, it was approximately that way.
Yeah.
How much do you think the manager's doing that from a script, and how much is it actually them, I guess?
Yeah, some people are just dicks.
Yeah.
Is this person a dick, or is the job turn them into a dick?
It's hard to say.
Or are they reading a script that is
it's not fair to penises.
It's
vaginas? Oh wait, no.
Nobody calls it. Is this person an asshole on purpose?
At least in my case, at least in my experience, 95% they're like a malicious person, or they get a persecution high. They're persecution philia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can be the boss. I can get this guy. Oh, yeah. And then the rest of it is
Sorry,
I have to
it's not supposed
notify
to be
you. I'm doing
funny.
my job, and I'm going to tell you this and this and this because it's my job to tell you this and this and this.
Yeah.
So I've told you these things. Do remember I've told you these things, and you have been warned.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I feel like there was like a malice or like a fakeness to them. And then the very next day, oh, hey, your birthday's coming up next month, isn't it? Or next week or a couple days. Oh, yeah, it is. Thanks.
Oh, that's nice. Nobody cares about my birthday.
It's just meaningless fluff. It's like everything positive they say is like fluff. Oh, hey, we're 63% to plan. We were expected to do 62.5% to plan. Congratulations. Like, I have no idea what that means. I'm not going to ask. I don't care.
So you don't know the plan, bro.
Oh, the plan. Yeah, the plan. We're supposed to pick like collectively all the people together on this department. Supposed to like pick 500 boxes 3 hours into the shift.
Oh, the plan.
Some days we did like 505. Another day we did 475, and then like they're gonna like use that as a motivation metric.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. Like, I guess to some people they love it. If you love that kind of thing, like data is beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But to me, it's just useless.
What are some of the prizes? Like a hat or what?
Yeah, a hat, a T-shirt. I think it was a Jolly Rancher.
A Jolly Rancher?
A Jolly Rancher.
Like seriously, one green apple.
Yeah. Did you hear the story about the dude in Cleveland? I think I mentioned this a little earlier. I'll finish off the tale.
Cleveland Rockets.
I'll finish off the story. The dude was consecutively the top picker.
Yeah.
Right? Like months in a row, he got like number one. And then they did metrics where they gave him they did like the study in his tri-state area. He's the fastest guy at his job and the most accurate.
Yeah.
Do you know what Amazon gave him for his prize?
No, we don't.
$1 coupon for the vending machine.
$1.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the news. Yeah.
And do you know how that story ended? What happened to that guy?
No.
He shot himself in the head. He's dead.
Oh shit! I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so
All right, Jeff Bezos' head's coming up here.
he's going to raise his head. In any population, you're going to have some suicidal rate. So the military struggles with suicides, right? So if you got 1 million people of anything, there's going to be some people that commit suicide. Period, right? So there's some cross correlation of like, if you got 1 million employees, some of them are going to commit suicide. Who knows if it's because of his particular story, or was he a mentally unstable dude?
He put it in his suicide note that Amazon like broke his spirit. It was in his suicide note. He was talking bad about Amazon, and he stated Amazon is like a prime reason why he did that.
Yeah, but there's a mental, something's broken if you're committing suicide, and you're going to blame whatever you think is.
Now, for like, there was that dude in that one city in the Southwest where he was having marital problems. He was having like a bunch of life problems outside of his job at Amazon, and he killed himself at Amazon.
Yeah.
This was like one of the more recent cases.
Yeah.
And people would go with whatever podcast articles, oh, Amazon makes people commit suicide. I'll say, at least if you want to see me stand up for Amazon, like he did have other problems in life, marital problems, a messy divorce going on.
Yeah, I just want to be, reasonable and fair.
Okay, to be reasonable, it really is demoralizing. I mean, okay, like, I understand not every little prize at Amazon should be $500. I get that because that's too much money. Some of their little contests like bingo or guess the riddle, it doesn't have to be a $12,000 car or anything fancy like that, but it feels really demeaning to accept a prize of $1 for being consecutively the best guy for 5 whatever months in a row.
Yeah, so the logical thing would be, hey, fuck that. You should go work somewhere else, right? If you are the best at something,
Okay,
presumably if you can perform there, presumably you can perform somewhere else, right? I'm just saying that would be logical as opposed to killing yourself. Or go buy a vending machine and start a route.
Yeah,
you could own the machine.
Something like that.
That is a shitty prize.
Yeah,
especially if you put your dollar in and it jams. It
was a coupon. I think you had to scan it, and then it was hopefully it scanned, and he did get a Snickers bar. He did. He really did. $1 off.
You got the story.
It was like $1.57 Snickers bar, and he got the $1 off. He just had to pay 57 cents for his card. Something stupid like 58. I'm sorry, but anyway, it's
Oh, so what it boils down to is there a higher suicide rate amongst Amazon employees than the general population? That would be the fair way to look at it.
Now, I have not actually looked into that.
Yeah. So if people in general, say in the U.S., if there's some general rate of suicide, is it higher at Amazon? That would be the fair way to look at it. Right. So we can look that up after the podcast.
Yeah, maybe because you might be onto something. You could very well be like, you could very well be right about that, or you could be onto something like, hey, it doesn't matter. People are going to do this, regardless if they work at Amazon or Walmart or some mom and pop store. Yeah. Nowhere is perfect. Yeah, and then things do happen like that.
Well, don't they say dentists commit suicide a lot?
Yeah,
I've heard that one.
I've heard that one too.
And then living in Oregon.
Oregon kills you?
Or is it Portland, Oregon, where it rains all the time?
Seattle.
Yeah, somewhere.
But I mean, yeah.
Okay, so don't work at an Amazon warehouse in the Pacific Northwest. You're increasing your odds.
You guys want to talk about unions?
I feel like we could talk forever. Is there a progression of things you want to hit?
Yeah, let's move on.
I'm kind of going down the list. Yeah. I kind of don't have a idea of how long all the other ones going to take. We just
I can sum up unions real fast, at least in my take. I've met people who swear up and down the union is the best thing in the world, and they would not work a job with unless they had a union backing them up.
Yeah.
I've also been told union jobs were the worst thing ever, and from what my understanding is, and I'm sure some people would want to punch me in the face over it, but back in the 20s and 30s, they were great. The 40s, the 50s, awesome, golden age to be in a union. If you weren't, you were a sucker. But nowadays it's like they take money out of your check and don't do anything for you, and they can be corrupt. For Amazon, if someone's gave me a what is it? What is it? I can't remember the word now. Like a petition. Yeah, petition. Someone gave me a petition, whether it was you or someone in the parking lot of Amazon, wherever, and said hey, we're trying to put a union in Amazon. We need your support, brother. I would not sign it because I don't know if that union would be better or worse, or would it do anything. But I know they're going to take money out of my check. I'm working there for money. I'm not working there for the prizes, so I don't play the games. I don't care. I don't like seeing all these stupid demotivational things. But the thing that keeps me going is hey, I need this money, so I'm going to work this job. I'm, bite my lip or swallow my pride or whatever and work this job, get that money, be okay. I would not want to have a union take money out of my check, and I don't know what they're going to do for me. And a union can burn you just like a bad boss can or whatever. So I'm leaning towards no. I don't think a union would make Amazon a better place. Because a lot of unions aren't good anymore. They aren't.
I can tell you here in Las Vegas, I've worked at casinos that have had unions.
Yeah.
And there's good and bad.
Yeah.
You're describing a terrible, demoralizing, inhuman, rat race of a wage cage place.
Yeah.
I can tell you working in the casinos, the unions do bring high wages.
Okay.
Typically, you're on an 8-hour workday.
All right.
With a paid hour lunch.
That's nice.
And you get a free lunch provided by the company.
Okay.
You get vacation time, paid time off, sick time, great health insurance here in Las Vegas in the culinary union.
All right.
It is widely regarded as some of the best insurance you can get as far as when you get sick, you're good, you're covered.
Okay.
So based on what I know, from what I've seen at casinos, the casino workers don't seem stressed out. They don't seem...
Yeah, but would the casino union be the union to take over FedEx or Amazon or UPS or whatever? Different, carpenters unions. I've been told the elevator installers, people who install elevators.
Yeah.
That's very nepotistic. If you aren't related to someone or if your dad wasn't an elevator installer in a union, it doesn't matter how well you studied that field, you're not getting that job.
I'd say nepotism exists with or without unions.
Yeah, but...
And anecdotally, I actually know a dude committed suicide, and he had a great union job. A lot of people would consider this is a great job you could want to have, and he committed suicide. To me, I think that there's something...
Yeah.
I don't think the job didn't lead him to suicide. I don't know what did,
Okay.
I didn't know him that well, but, so I'm saying in any population there's some suicide. But from what it sounds like, if you had something like the culinary union, it sounds like it would be better.
No, that's a gamble. Speaking of casino unions, that's a gamble because I don't know what it would be like. Because I don't want to sign up for a union and then all of a sudden find that the union is either the same or worse.
Yeah.
And regardless, they're taking money out of my check, the union dues or whatever.
I think it was something like $60 a month.
That's a casino union.
Yeah.
Carpenters unions, maybe a bit more. What are the unions for electricians? The unions for whatever. So I don't know what that would be like. I don't know what that would entail. The devil can be in the details, and I don't know all the details of what a union would be like. So that's why I'm hesitant. Now, if they did come up to me and I did see and did my own research and found that, hey, this union wants to take over the Amazon and blah 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 blah, and I found them to be great, I wouldn't have a problem. But so far, no one's really tried. I mean, there's one guy trying. I saw a YouTube video about this dude who was a manager at Amazon. He was there for years. Yeah. The way the company treated the pandemic and the quarantine stuff, he got fired for that, but he's still running a thing for better treatment of Amazon workers. I don't know if he's union exactly or if the union's paying him or whatever, but he's definitely on the streets trying to get Amazon to improve.
Yeah, I think that's generally what unions do is you pay them and then they fight for worker benefits and rights.
But it's not every union is the same. Some unions are bad, some unions are horrible, some are good, some are great. But I don't know what will be the one, if any, if ever, come to like Walmart. They've been around way longer than Amazon, and they're still not union.
Yeah, Walmart doesn't want that.
Yeah.
Well, so any employer doesn't want a union because that raises their costs, right? You give more to the employees.
Yeah, let me hold that Bezos thing and tell you, hey, unions take away from businesses. They're anti-capitalist. They're a mafia. They're thugs. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Sorry, we got derailed on unions.
Yeah, I've said everything I want to say on unions.
That's good. Okay, so let's jump to the next picker story. This person, I'm just going to read off. I'm going to try to go through things that you haven't spoke about or differences.
Okay.
And then I'll name it off, and then we can just do a quick discussion. I'll jump on to the next topic that they bring up. So they're a picker, and their rate is 400 items per hour. I'm assuming, I think their cage, from what I saw, the pictures that they sent, items come on a conveyor belt.
That's not me. I do not have anything to do with the conveyor belt. So that's a different kind of picker.
Yeah. Okay. But they also say the same thing with the barcodes. Same exact issue. The scanner may not work. The barcode may be gone, and the TOT is against them every single time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same story.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I guess so.
The trough being a different thing. The rail conveyor belt. That's the
So at the end of your 10-hour day, you clock out. You're walking out to your car.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What are you thinking on your average day? Are you just exhausted, or what do you feel?
Exhausted usually, but it's kind of like a definite feeling of despair, or definite feeling of like I'm getting used. I try to think like, well, hey, only 3 days left of my 4-day work week. Can't be that bad. But oh man, I'm tired. I'm burned out. I'm stressed out. Mm-hmm. Other jobs were like, they paid considerably less, but they were 8 hours and they sucked. They sucked different ways.
Yeah.
But other jobs would be like, oh yeah, I know I did something tangible. I know I got it done. I know I got this done. So I feel a little bit accomplished. But with Amazon, I just feel straight used.
So would you trade your current job for any of your past jobs?
That's a tough question. If a different job called me back and said, hey, we'll take you back, everything will be just like it used to be, the jerk manager's still there, but we'll give you Amazon Pay, I would probably take that back. I know I could pick up a phone and call someone and get a job back, but I know they're not going to give me a raise. They're not going to make any special accommodations. I would have like a $9.45 an hour job or whatever. And they're like, no, so I won't do it.
So is this literally the best paying job?
Right now, for me, and the way I've been looking at things, yeah, kind of is. So I'll give Bezos that.
Yeah.
He's beaten a handful of other companies, big, small, and medium, in terms of pay. I'll give him that.
Okay.
This picker mentions the stations are always broken. The pods that come with that.
I don't know. I've heard of pods, but I don't see them in my area.
Mysterious pod thing.
Constantly stop or slow. The pods break down. Need time to fix. That counts against you.
Yeah, that does kind of. That's, I would say, like partly true to me. I can relate to that to some degree.
They mentioned the AC, the air conditioning is so hot in their warehouse. I think on yours, you said the AC is decent.
Yeah.
But this person's saying their AC is pretty hot. Turnover rate seems to be high with even managers. They've been through 4 managers already. It seems very hard to make the rates at Amazon. Items can be 50 pounds or it could be just as light as a sticker.
Yep.
First write-up falls off in 30 days. Second write-up within 30 days of initial write-up takes up 60 days more.
Yeah. Okay. So at least what I understand it is, and I was told this, your first ever write-up lasts for 30 days. If you can go 30 days without getting written up again, it just falls off.
Oh, it seems very nice. That's fair.
If you get written up twice within 30 days, that's the second write-up, and now it'll take 60 days to fall off. Your third one is 90 days. So if you get written up again anytime within that 3 months, 90 days, then you're gone.
So 3 write-ups is your termination?
Yeah.
The third one or after 3?
I think it's after the third one.
Okay, so 3 strikes, then you're out.
Yeah, I think it's like that. But I feel like they say that, but I don't know if they'll actually... There are also things you can do, like if you do something super unsafe, if someone catches you, a manager or this type of department guy catches you doing something super unsafe, or whatever it is, there are things that you can get fired on the first offense, be done. It used to be like headphones, get your Bluetooth and you could listen to music while you work.
Yeah.
At least where I'm at, that's like instant termination if you get caught.
Is the idea that you're operating this forklift and you need to be able to hear?
Yeah, it's stupid, but that's kind of it's a safety thing. Or like, hey, if you're jamming out and you really like the music and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you get hurt, you break something.
Yeah, because I would think realistically music would help you work better.
This person says they can't wear headphones either.
Yeah, some places do, they'll let you, but where I'm at, they don't. I think a lot of places is more on the side of, hey, it's a safety violation. So
earlier, I think what you're painting from this other testimonial that Liem's retrieved from a different person, is your warehouse in a general state of poor repair such that the machinery is keeping you from hitting the rates?
Somewhat. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 2.5, 3.
So the broken stuff is impeding your progress and you're getting penalized.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So that is a factor for you.
Yeah. Or it's either disorganized. For me, I see like a bunch of like heavy stuff, disorganized. And then it's going to, like, I find the thing and it's going to take way longer to get it out. It affects me negatively.
So picking from a bin?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that bin has like a bunch of rugs in it and you're looking for like, I don't know, a bed frame.
Yeah.
Right? And there's 7 bed frames and like 12 rugs. The lightest thing in there is 25 pounds.
Yeah.
And that one thing you need to grab to scan and put on your thing is like buried underneath all this other stuff. It's not reasonable to say 5 minutes, 5 minutes, okay. You pick all that stuff, you scan the item, and once you scan it, that clock starts again. There's a timer for 5 minutes, TOT.
So if you get something in 3 minutes, does it help you to wait a minute before you scan it?
Sometimes, yeah, I've done that before. It was like, I'm on this side of the warehouse, and the next item, because it'll be on the scanner what my next item will be, and it'll say like it's way on the other side, so I'll put it in my cage or whatever, or hold on to it, whatever, and then I'll be like halfway there, and I'll scan it, and then I can make my way to that thing. Yeah, that can kind of help, yeah.
You can trade a little bit of time?
A little bit like that, yeah.
There should be some type of like, they should store your time
off task.
Well, they should do a time on task where they store how much extra you've saved.
Don't give them ideas.
They're going to use that idea.
No, then that'd be great. Then you could go to maybe a restroom break and feel a little bit better that you have 5 extra minutes to burn or whatever.
That would be nice, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that would make it better. That would make it better. Simple, easy thing to do, but that's not going to.
If you could gain time as well as lose it.
Yeah.
So what heavy item do you hate picking more than bed frames?
The rugs. Some of those rugs can be awful.
All right, so everybody listening, if you have a fucking soul or a heart, don't order goddamn rugs
from Amazon. Don't.
You're torturing people.
Yeah, that's if you feel guilty about like, I'm going to get a mug from Amazon, don't. That's nothing. But like, at least in my department, I don't know about other people's departments, but like rugs, the things that can't be put on the conveyor belt, They're called non-conveyables and like box on demand. Those things, oh, those are the fucking worst.
Like what? Like tents?
Yeah, like anything heavy or something long and awkward shaped. Those things are the worst. Like furniture, like tables.
6-foot dildo?
Yeah.
That's a lot of rubber.
It's kind of maybe a little off topic, but it's kind of funny. It's like I was saying in my story that I submitted or whatever. Leftist companies, you know, they'll get mad for someone who, you know, said something microaggression or whatever. Right-wing people will get mad at companies for going woke. But yet both of them seem to not have a problem with Amazon, or at least not as much, right?
No, everybody loves Amazon.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because like one day I had to pick something. It was a BLM banner or flag or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like 3 items later, I had to get a Blue Lives Matter kitsch wooden poster thing or whatever it was, little wooden board with the Blue Lives Matter.
Are you saying the Trump flags could be like touching the gay flags?
Yeah. And the BLM flag is
Jesus.
the BLM banner.
This is a goddamn travesty.
It's only 3 feet away from the Blue Lives Matter.
No, we need our shells to be ideologically separated.
They won't. They're all chaotically put in together.
Jumping back to this person,
And I put, by the way, out of love or out of content for the company, those 2 items were touching each other in that cage. The BLM Blue Lives Matter just right in there.
You didn't do that,
like
right?
A child slide, and then the dildo thing, the fuck bench. You know, they're all just right there in that corner of my wage cage. It's like, yep, you're all treated equal here.
Don't buy your fuck benches on Amazon, people. Have a goddamn heart.
This picker writes, you are always harassed if you don't make your rates. Very stressful and tiresome. Amazon pays okay, but definitely you can't stay long term. It's harsh on the body unless you move to an indirect role as customer service or problem solver. Healthcare is okay, vision is okay, dental is okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Do you feel like physically you're using up your body?
Kinda, yeah. Standing up for that long is kind of like the worst thing about it, I guess. Lifting a heavy box for like 12 seconds, and then I get to lift like 4 or 5 easy boxes, that's okay. But
yeah. I mean, I could say I was a bartender for 7 years, and that's 40 hours of on your feet. 40 hours a week times 7 years.
But I think, at least to me, if I have to just like stand for 4 hours versus walk for like 4.5, I would rather walk for 4.5 hours than stand for 3, you know, like that.
Yeah. You're cage driving.
It's the stress too. That stress, it's like hard to wash off.
Yeah.
Right? Where like, it's my first day off. I got 2 more days off, 3-day weekend. But like, you got to think about it. I got to go back to work. So like my last day off is spent sleeping. My first day off is spent kind of like tired. I'm always tired. You know, like it's hard to wash off.
Yeah. That I do feel for you. That's
that sucks. That's the worst. I think that's one of the things. The stress doesn't wash off so easily. I don't know, like different volumes, different kinds of stress. Where like, oh man, that was stressful, and I can just walk out and I'm relaxed, I'm chill. But sometimes you're in a stressful situation. It doesn't have to be Amazon related, but I'm sure at least once in your life, it was a stressful thing. You get to walk away or run away from it the next day, even though it's not in your immediate area, not like done business or whatever. You still feel that stress, don't you? Like at least once, like that. Like Amazon every week is like that. Oh, it's the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh no, I gotta go back.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of relate when
versus like, oh man, that job sucks, the pay sucks, but I can chill for these 2 days and it doesn't bother. The next week I'm like refreshed.
Yeah, I can kind of relate. When I was an accountant, it was a kind of a mental torture for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's, like you say, you know, you clock out on Friday, but you just have your little bit of time off, and then your week is spent doing something you don't like.
Yeah. You spend your waking hours doing stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah, there's a weird weird torture to that.
It's a weird, it's like a mental torture for sure.
Yeah.
It's just so bored. You're so bored because you can't listen to music. There's no one to talk to by the nature of the job. You're all like in this department. You don't have time to talk to anyone. The people around me aren't that cool. Anyway.
Exactly what this person writes. They wrote, there's no teamwork. You are alone. You're alone all day long unless someone comes to you like a manager.
But the boss said teamwork is important. Everyone be kind to everyone. And like, well, how can I be kind to anyone when no one's around me for like an hour? Or when they are around me, they're on their way out, or I'm on my way out, and it's just like, what teamwork are you talking about? At least in this department, there's no teamwork to be had.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They write on on their warehouse on the second floor, looking down. There's like these nets, and she imagines that people are probably have tried to commit suicide. And as much as disliking the job, it's kind of fun to just think about that, just as entertainment.
I like to think about suicide.
Not just the stories that could have evolved from other people.
See, this is Amazon being inclusive, and they're learning from other cultures. They're adapting from other cultures, because in China, the iPhone factory had to put around like anti-suicide nets.
Are there anti-suicide nets at your warehouse?
No, but I could see them being a thing.
Well, I'm just saying it's unfair to indict Amazon for something they're not doing. So our guest today is saying there's no suicide nets.
At least where I work, but then again, some places have 2 floors, some places just 1 floor.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, like, it's kind of funny because iPhone in China has anti-suicide nets. And if Amazon, I don't know about this other person you're talking about. I never met him. I don't even work in the same building apparently. So, I don't know.
No, we're talking to people from different states. So
okay, different states. Wow.
Yeah. They write, you can't listen to any music at all. All day it's just the sound and conveyor belts, scanning and then scanning beeps.
Yeah, that can be applicable to my job.
Do you know much more about the China? You're talking about Foxconn, right? Do you know much more about that story?
Not Foxconn, no.
The iPhone factories. Is the idea that factory work in China can be so stressful and insane that people would commit suicide because of the job?
Yeah.
I think what that was is that there's a lot of like family responsibility where people would take a job they don't want because they got to feed their family, right?
Yeah.
So they're literally in a place where there aren't other opportunities. And this is your best opportunity to put some food on the table and get somewhere for your family.
Yeah.
And I think there was some suicide, some death compensation. And so this person dysfunctionally thinks, well, fuck, I hate this job. I'm just dying here. If I kill myself, my family gets some money. I think that's kind of what was going on in some way.
In some way, probably. That's probably at least for some people.
Yeah.
But if you want to see me go on to the left side here, Yang Gang, I guess.
Gang.
I feel like some jobs, it's like you feel trapped, right?
Oh, it's welcome to America, motherfucker.
Yeah, so capitalism at work here. It's like
we can't all be goddamn poets.
We can't get paid for poetry now, can we? We got to have Starbucks to drink with that. And,
yes.
It's like, yeah, I could quit. Okay, in fact, unlike other jobs, I could quit like right now on my phone. With just like 2 taps from my phone, I can quit and never have to show up there again.
Yeah.
But what am I going to do? Am I going to go back to a job I hate? Am I going to risk finding a job equal pay? It's a lot of risk. Or resignation to being minimum wage slaving again.
Yeah.
It kind of does take down the quality of life. That really does. It's just.
Yeah.
It's a trap. It's Amazon's a type of trap because you get used to making more than $200 a month or whatever it is, whatever X amount of money, and then you hate it, and they know they can fucking just like beat the shit out of you mentally, in a sense, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, just drain you.
Yeah.
And they could care less if you kill yourself or rage quit because they'll just replace you like that.
Oh, they're offering you an opportunity. Right?
Yeah, that is an opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. So that might be a good segue to what this. I'm going to close on this second picker. I miss my other jobs. She says, only good thing with Amazon is weekly pay and pay rate compared to other places. They make so much, they definitely can pay us more. I'm pretty sure once they pay more, they will demand even more. So in the end, it may not be worth it.
Yeah.
Amazon is not fair because you always are on edge. If you get another write-up or another mistake, too much stress in the end, I'll have to choose between money and health. They have the highest turnover rate for a reason.
They do. That part I can like relate to beat for beat. That's word for word. I can relate to that.
So if Amazon hires 1 million people, somewhere in the ballpark, some percentage of that is warehouse workers that are stressed out.
Yeah.
There's 350 million people in the U.S. Some percentage of them are hireable adults.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you burn through 1 million people, I don't know, at some rate, how many people do you burn through a year? If you burn through 100,000 people a year, will there always be an available workforce that will take that $15
That's a good
trade?
question.
$15 an hour, will they trade?
Oh, so 330 million Americans, probably favors an Amazon side maybe.
Yeah, you can do the calculation of our churn rate of, or even just how many people are coming out of high school every year that'll take this job.
I'm going to jump over to the warehouse manager, and they say 4 10-hour shifts. Often it turns into 4 12-hour shifts. The 12-hour shifts are scheduled. There's no notice really. They're given very late notice on that. The AC in the warehouse is on, but it's still hot, especially upstairs.
So this is a different person that you interviewed that is a supervisor at a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've done some in-depth.
You've definitely asked around.
Yeah. We found some of these million employees to talk to. Sorry, Amazon.
Okay.
I wonder if the 12-hour shift thing is they want a manager 12 hours and then another manager 12 hours. If they're able to get 12 and 12, then there's no, like say if they did 10 and 10, there's a 4-hour gap.
Save a whole shift.
Yeah. I wonder if Amazon's thinking about every penny.
Do you want your Prime subscription to cost more?
I don't have a Prime subscription.
I think it's relevant to ask Hyro, are you ever forced into overtime?
It's been a while. It's kind of like a lot of jobs are like this. We're like, hey, it's our busy season.
Yeah. Do you get busy at Christmas or what?
Yeah. Get busy. Like the spring and the winter. That's when like they'll be like, hey, you don't have a choice. Next week you're working instead of 4 10s, you're doing 5 10s or something like that.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like sometimes it's like, hey, I need the Christmas money, or like at a previous job, it was like the opposite problem. I was like, hey, boss, could I work an extra 2 hours today, please? Because I like this paycheck sucks.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd like to, but I can't. Sorry.
See, Amazon's providing
but
extra
Amazon
money.
Amazon will throw. They're the opposite. They're the opposite of that, where they're like, you don't have a choice. You're working this Friday. You're working. You're Thursday morning. You clock out, and that's the end. That's the start of your 3-day weekend. No, you're coming back in. Okay. I've never worked a 12-hour shift at Amazon.
Okay.
Right? I've never been a manager. They never made me do a 12-hour shift. Sometimes they'll offer like, hey, if you want an extra half an hour, you just talk to the manager. There you go.
Okay.
Busy time, there'll be like, yeah, you're gonna have to work 5 10-hour shifts, so 50 hours, but you're getting the time and a half pay. Like right now, I'd say, okay, that's cool. That's extra money.
Yeah.
I don't have to ask for it, because other jobs I had to beg.
Yeah.
Like firmly ask, like halfway on my knees, like, please let me get 2 more hours. Where Amazon will be like, hey, next week you're getting 50 hours, not 40. You're just getting 10 hours. You get a full extra day.
So it sucks because you're exhausted, but you do get 10 hours of time and a half.
Yeah.
And that's a nice little bonus on your check, right?
Yeah.
That's a big...
Work on like some places were like a warehouse I worked at. Hey, we're closed all the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. So don't even ask to work those days. We won't be here. But like Amazon will be like, hey, we work in Christmas. We're working 4th of July. So you get time and a half pay.
It never stops.
It never stops.
Do you ever have a vacation?
It was kind of different. I don't know if I like this, but I think of like when I first met you, it was like, hey, this job was like, you got 24 hours paid time off. Use it or lose it. This is your vacation week. Mm-hmm. Sign here on this calendar. Hopefully you'll get it. At Amazon is like, you just accrue it. You accrue your vacation time, your paid time off.
Yeah.
So
you've been there over a year, you said?
Around a year.
Around a year. So have you taken a vacation, or is that something you're planning? Or
I have taken a week vacation.
Yeah.
So like it was because I worked a holiday, they'll give you more vacation time or more paid time off time,
Yeah.
So
in a normal, do you accrue a week a year of vacation time? Is that basically what happens?
No. If you work a holiday, you can get like 8 hours of vacation time. So like I don't remember what the metric is for that, but I know you accrue it, you build it up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of okay. We're like, hey, I like other jobs was like, hey, start of the year, start of the fiscal year, when do you want your vacation? Like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing 4 months from now. Like,
you have to schedule it
like
somehow.
Other places were like, the Amazon's like, you can take it whenever you want, so you get a little bit more leniency. So like, if I wanted to take a day off next week, I could do it. I could just tap on my phone. I don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
I could just tap on my phone. I got it.
That sounds great.
That does sound kind of good.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. That's kind of different. That's kind of
Fuck you,
different.
Jeff.
But the thing about it,
Still fuck you, Jeff.
the thing about it is like,
Hey,
assuming there's no holidays in that week,
Yeah.
it's just like you earn like you work 40 hours, you get like an hour.
So for every week you work, you accrue
Or 1
about an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it should be around 2 hours or 3, but that's just me. But I guess it's kind of better that way. So that area is not terrible.
Yeah. So far we're talking about a company that's following all the legal employment rules for federal and state.
In some ways, they can be a little bit better, but the stress and the ease it is to get fired are what we are questioning, and what makes it not a better, not a good job to work at, because it's so easy to get fired.
So they're operating a brilliant machine and warehouse and distribution and delivery.
I don't know if it's brilliant.
But at the expense of your mental health?
Yeah, everyone's mental health. It's a despair factory. The Amazon warehouse, people will say it's a fulfillment center. Some will call it, just a warehouse job, a processing plant.
Yeah.
But if you actually work there and have to put up with the conditions, it's a despair factory. People's greed and materialism manifests like alchemy or whatever. Before it's a muffin, it's a bat of dough, right? Like that.
Okay.
So before it's someone's happy-go-lucky product, sex bench, dildo, taser, child's toy, it's someone else's frustration.
I've never bought a sex bench on Amazon. I bought a taser.
Okay, well, good for you, but
Well, not.
so at least it wasn't a rug.
It wasn't sex related.
At least it wasn't a rug or like one of those fucking gamer chairs or something like that.
Oh, Liem, have you bought a gamer chair?
I bought a desk chair.
Oh, he's bought lots of chairs.
I buy so many things on Amazon, so it's a weird.
Let me ask you this: Would you suffer an hour of misery if it brought lots of other people an ounce of joy?
Kind of.
It's a weird question. I know.
It's a weird question. You ever heard Karl Marx's what he called it, alienation of labor?
No.
See,
I'm not a communist. That's why.
oh, very good.
No, I'm kidding.
But some like one of the points he made, and I'm not a communist either, but I did read about all sides of the spectrum of economy and politics. But you work to make something, right? You get this whatever dinged up box on the shelf. You use the forklift to get it down. You give it to that guy. He puts it, makes it a nice package ready for someone's doorstep.
Yeah, it's like Christmas when
But
it
I
shows
don't
up.
see it. You don't see the end result of your labor. That's why people don't like office jobs in a large sense, because they don't see the result. Like, you're an accountant, you press all these buttons on the computer, you set someone's account straight, you got someone's affairs in order, but you don't really see it.
No, I just wait for a fucking paycheck.
It's not something you can touch. It's not something you can like take your kids or your friends and be like, hey, look what I fixed. Look what I did. Unlike factory, like, if you built a car, fix a car, that's your work getting it fixed. You feel satisfied.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But here you don't. Like, this is like, I'm just one little screw in a machine and I'm easily replaceable.
Yeah. Well, so the point I was going to make, which ties in exactly what you're saying, is America loves getting these packages at the door. Americans
They're
are
addicted to it. Yeah.
Oh, it's an incredible part of our society and fabric now that people, the people love this shit. They order shit on Amazon relentlessly.
Yeah.
Not, so much, they'll buy Prime, they'll watch the shows, they'll get, how much is the joy of anything I want? An air fryer could arrive at my door tomorrow.
Yeah.
For a very reasonable price. I know I'm not getting ripped off.
I know I've picked air fryers, and I know that's true. I know that's true. I know that's, but like...
Are air fryers high or low on the hate to pick things?
Kind of low.
Okay, air fryers are okay.
They're okay.
Order up the air fryers.
Yeah, go ahead. Air fryers, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, would Americans say, hey, look, it sucks that Amazon workers are getting kind of mentally tortured. Let's boycott. Americans are not going to boycott Amazon because it's not a monopoly. You can buy from hundreds of other places online, even trustworthy. You can buy from Walmart online, right?
Yeah, I used to work at Walmart. Let's see.
Would you say in some way Amazon is worse than Walmart?
Yeah. Well, Walmart. I guess if like Walmart called me today, be like, "Hey, we're sorry. We'll hire you back at the same rate of Amazon pay." I'll still stay at Amazon. I hated Walmart worse.
Whoa, yeah.
But wow.
So you're always tying it to the pay.
Yeah, it's I work to get paid. I don't work to win little Jolly Ranchers or get a thing for like a 2017 T-shirt. That doesn't boost my morale. Maybe for some people. Yeah. But not for me.
Do you get paid? Do you get a weekly paycheck?
Yes, I get paid weekly. Not a lot of places do that.
Do you love that?
I love that. Yeah, I like that.
It sounds like a great place to work.
Oh yeah, it's a great place to work if you want to get stressed to death.
You get free Jolly Ranchers?
Not free. You gotta do something to earn that Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, I mean, when I was an accountant, I had to account everything perfectly. Nobody gave me a Jolly Rancher.
Oh. See, a Jolly Rancher wouldn't really motivate you or demotivate you, would it?
I never got a hat. I think I got some
if I won a 2015 Amazon peak season T-shirt, I would throw it in the trash. I would not put it on.
Like they printed a shirt that was celebrating
2015. Hey, 2015 was a tough year, but we pulled through and everyone got their packages on time, theoretically. Yeah. So, in the year 2021. You scanned the most packages consecutively 4 days in a row in this week of this year.
That does sound like the most
worthless
T-shirt.
You get a 2015 T-shirt.
Yes, of all the millions of T-shirts sitting in Amazon warehouses, that sounds like one of the worst ones you could possibly get.
I mean, 2018, or whatever. Like that's not a real motivator. That's just stupid. Like it's insulting to me. I think.
This is literally a trash shirt. This is a leftover. Useless shirt, yeah.
Or at best, I would try to peel off the stupid print on it, and I would just wear that to bed. At best,
if it's comfortable.
If it's comfortable, which probably not. It'll probably be itchy as fuck.
Yeah, that's why I don't wear T-shirts to bed. All right, sorry, I'm derailing.
This manager also writes the drinking water, the filtered water tastes like shit. Even the free coffee is shitty. 15-minute breaks are definitely too short. The walk is too far.
Do you get free coffee?
Yeah.
Is it shitty?
I think you can get used to it.
Oh. I don't get any free coffee.
But the water is shit. They're filtered water. It's shit. I'll agree.
It's filtered. That's better than tap water. What do you want, alkaline water?
No thanks. I guess I'll just bite the bullet and drink a Monster. Or Smart Water. I'll do a Smart Water.
Do you buy your own stuff out of the vending machine?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
The manager says the machines do break down a lot. They're slow. Machines run 23 hours a day. 3-year-old warehouse looks like it's 45 years old. So much dirt everywhere or dust.
It's a warehouse. Are warehouses ever clean?
Yeah. Warehouses are always dusty.
Okay.
So that's nothing unique to Amazon. There are spots where you just can't reach without a ladder. So even if you wanted to dust it off, it's just really impractical to do it consistently.
Yeah.
I know, again, there's kind of a variance thing where one Amazon place will have everything broken all the time. Another place will have something break, but they'll get it fixed in a reasonable amount of time. So it kind of depends on where you're at. That's a crapshoot thing. Yeah.
Okay. So state of repair, state of operating ability based on machinery and equipment. Okay. Variable.
This manager mentions there was an employee that had pain. An EMT person or maybe the nurse wrapped that employee up, and the manager was not allowed to send the employee home. The manager definitely saw the employee should have been sent home, but was not allowed to send the employee home.
They got some injury?
I believe that. I can see that.
Oh, had pain.
That's
okay.
They do this thing called VTO, voluntary time off, or sometimes for the metrics or whatever, they'll say, it won't be subtracted from your accrued hours, but if you want to go home at this time, tap here real fast on your scanner on your phone, and then if you're lucky, you can get that time, you can just go off, call it an early day. That's kind of nice. But the thing I don't like about it is my phone is kind of slow, or my scanner's slow. Someone else has a scanner and they're just waiting for it, so they'll grab it. So I even like 20 times I wanted it. I got it maybe 4 or 5.
What are you trying to get?
VTO, voluntary time off. They'll distribute, like, hey, if you want to cut your day short at like 7 o'clock or whatever, 2 hours into your shift, you can let it go like that.
Oh, like who wants to go home early today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think other factories, they wouldn't do that. They're just like, hey, they'll just gather people up at the start of the day. Like, hey, we don't need that many people today. Demand's kind of low. So first 4 people, raise your hands. You can go home early today. Or it's like half the day. Most of the day's gone.
Would you ever take that?
Yeah, I would. Sometimes I would.
Okay.
Other jobs at Amazon I have just for like mental health, or just like I'm too stressed out, or I'm too tired.
Do you have an opportunity to try for a different position, or are you stuck as a picker?
In theory, I have a chance to like apply for somewhere else, but then again, the seniority, like any other job, like any other warehouse, other factory, seniority. Have you been written up? What's your attendance like?
Yeah.
I got one thing expired, but I'm probably on the verge of getting written up again, and there doesn't seem to be any openings.
Wait, what are you about to get written up for?
For scanning the wrong thing,
Okay.
or declaring something unsafe. I put it as unsafe, and someone came by and said it was safe.
Okay.
So that could become the mark against me. So probably also like.
So in your year there, you feel like realistically there's not a route for you to try for a different position.
Yeah.
Okay.
Realistically, there's just.
So currently you're stuck in the cage.
Yeah. The wage cage.
If you were like, hey, I love this, I'm going to stay at Amazon, how long would it take you to get a different position? Could you work your way up?
Theoretically true, yeah. I have to imagine like at least some of the supervisors or whatever there are, probably a good number of them got there because seniority, because they've been there a long time.
Yeah.
But like, and this is a lot of jobs too, where like, hey, I want to be supervisor. And then someone was like, well, we got this guy coming in from Tennessee and he's been here 3 days more than you.
Yeah.
So he's going to get that job. And if he quits or gets fired, you're going to be eligible to get that job. Oops, someone coming in from Ohio, Cleveland Rocks. So you're still eligible. You have to wait another year. Like that kind of stupid shit like that. So, you know.
So you don't feel like there's a real good path for advancement?
No, I don't.
Okay.
This manager says family insurance isn't so good, $500 for a family of 3. Manager position, this person admits their job is a little bit easier. Their time isn't tracked like the warehouse pickers. They say the picker's job is hard.
Do you get health insurance?
Offered to me, but I don't take it because I don't want it, because
Would you have to pay for it
I
somehow?
don't know. I haven't even looked, but I do know what's offered, and I know I can go on a computer and get it if I want it, but I don't want the deduction to my check, so I'm not going to take it.
Do most of your coworkers seem to use?
I think so, yeah. From what I heard, yeah, they said it's not bad.
So for most employees, health insurance is in America, health insurance is a big motivation for working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big. I mean, that's almost part of your pay, right? Health insurance is such a racket in the U.S. that I gotta get this job to get some health insurance.
Yeah.
There's not a practical way to get health insurance if you're not employed.
I mean, I haven't heard anyone complain about the health insurance of Amazon, so I'll give Amazon a pass over there too. If you offered it and if they offered it and people haven't complained. They complain about other stuff, but they don't complain about the health insurance, so I guess it's all right.
So in your view, the health insurance seems to be a good gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least in the range of reasonable, the realm of reasonableness. So there we go.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Okay. No, this is interesting for us. For us, you are a window into
Amazon. Yeah.
Well, what is life like working?
Yeah.
At this job that people are often complaining about, right? So we see the news stories, like you said, of people saying, "Oh, this is the worst fucking job ever." So is it really the worst?
Sometimes I have to say
that's what our inquiry is.
Thank you, Jeff.
Is getting at is
there are some things that are like the things that are bad about it are really bad. Like they take a toll on you.
Yeah.
The things that are good are like average, or like insurance. Like I just said, insurance is average. It's definitely not a bad thing. They offer you this, they offer you that, so it's not bad.
Gotcha.
But like over time, it burns you out real bad, and that's where it becomes like a really bad job.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This manager said, at some companies you're a number. At Amazon, you're less than a number. Amazon is the worst job so far, but the best pay. Some empathy for the pickers. It's a high labor intensive job, but why does the water taste so nasty?
All right, we have corroboration on terrible water.
The machines are often out of sync, causing so much slowdown time for the TOT for the pickers.
I guess for me, whenever I work a job, I don't have this expectation of tasty water.
See, going to like the machines being broke, and I'm trying to think like, where have I seen machines broke? Okay, one of those sometimes it happens where those forklift things will break. Yeah. Either they won't go down or they'll just like won't move, period, and you're in an aisle and you're just, people behind you don't know, or they get behind you, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Sometimes the scanners run, like, it's weird where like the Wi-Fi will just stop working for it. Other people's work fine, but yours doesn't, and then you're just kind of like out of work. But then again, I think of like other companies, they have like, oh geez, we should have fixed this problem yesterday, but let's leave this problem alone for 3 days, even though it's like a big part of the job.
Yeah, well, so Amazon's not trying to give you broken equipment. I'm sure
Jeff, it's good to see you back.
Man, well, okay, I'll give you thanks, Jeff. Like, hey, you updated the scanners. You've updated some equipment, at least from what I can see. If something goes broke where I work, it doesn't stay broken for long. But I could see other people in other places would be furious because their job is screwed because a machine broke.
Yeah, but Amazon doesn't want to give you broken equipment. They want everything to work all the time. They want the Wi-Fi to work.
Someone else would say,
I want the forklift to work perfectly forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But someone would say, like, Jeff, the robots in your robot factories, they commit suicide on the job.
The robots do?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Explain. What do you mean by that?
I have not seen this with my own eyes. This is kind of a secondhand account. But someone who, like, stands in an area and has like a Roomba with legs. Well, like, it's holding a giant shelf, and the scanner tells you, or some machine tells you, go to like the third shelf and pick out, I don't know, a child's toy or a book or whatever, and you do that. Sometimes, for unexplained reason, a robot will walk past someone who they're supposed to stop at and then just ram into another robot, and that robot won't move anymore, or both of those robots won't move anymore.
So that sounds like a malfunction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, what we're
and then like it's like, hey, you told me, hey supervisor, you told me if a robot breaks down, I have to tell you, and it should be fixed up and running within 5 minutes. And the manager or supervisor would be like, I can't get that fixed today, or I can't get that fixed in 5 minutes, or something will happen where it'll be like broken for days. Something that would be assured to be fixed within X amount of time won't get fixed. That's some factories, that's some places, not me. That's not.
So what you're describing, for anybody who hasn't seen it, I've seen some videos where instead of you driving a forklift deal to get to the shelves, they're kind of flat. Well, let's see, they'd be the size of maybe like an end table, or like a small table size robot, and it goes around the warehouse, goes under a shelf, and by lifting up, it picks up the shelf and brings the shelf to where the product needs to get delivered to get picked.
Something like that, or some kind of robot. It's not really, I don't know all the ins and outs of Amazon, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but instead of you going to the shelf, this warehouse in a different place is moving shelves around to move the products.
Yeah, I guess like that, yeah. I don't understand the full depths of that, but I have heard stories from other people about, hey, this was supposed to be fixed like yesterday, it's not fixed today. And you're the richest company in the world, how come it's not fixed? And for some reason, some kind of generic excuse is given, and productivity hurts a little bit. Someone gets a...
That kind of sounds like every other company where...
Yeah, well, that can happen in any company, so that's not unique.
But
I mean, it's kind of like, to be honest, it's like, like problems that happen at Amazon could happen at any company, but you kind of... I guess some people really, really love to hate on Amazon. Like, there was one podcaster guy who was talking about the bad conditions at Amazon. He admitted he never worked at Amazon.
Oh.
But he would, like, read other people's stories, and then he made this conjecture thing where he said, like, damn it, Amazon, why you gotta pay your employees minimum wage? Your employees minimum wage sucks. And I'm like, no. Right off the bat, you really never worked at Amazon, because they never, like, at least for a long time, they never made minimum wage, did they? To my knowledge, they never did.
I don't know,
I don't know about 97 or when the year they were founded, but like 2020, 2021, they got a raise.
Yeah.
So I can't fault Amazon. I would be a straight liar. If anyone tells you Amazon pays you minimum wage, you got to look at them like you work in a factory.
Yeah.
You know, ask them some questions. Be like, hey, that ain't right.
Right.
Strangely, I do have to say, okay, the pay is good, the insurance is okay, the problems that happen at Amazon can happen at a lot of other places. The suicides, well, I mean, that maybe have been the last straw, or there was something else going on. I'm sure Amazon didn't help.
Does Amazon make you want to commit suicide?
It makes me hate life. It makes me
That's terrible.
It's like, it does give me depression. It does stress me out. It does make me depressed. It makes me bored. It makes me unhappy.
Is the logical solution to find some other job that pays this much or better?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is probably a better solution.
Do you feel that's within your reach? Do you feel capable?
Sometimes no. I'm kind of doubtful. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Or like, oh, we'll go look for other jobs, and I'm like, it doesn't pay the same as Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, you've been speaking intelligently, so you seem...
Yeah, but that doesn't always get you a job, or a lot of nepotism, a lot of like, hey, you know, we'll have on-the-spot interviews, and you get the feeling right off the bat they're not going to pay you an okay amount of money.
Yeah.
Because like before Amazon, I was working a job where it was like, I like the people, the benefits are okay, this is nice, the hours are... then I'm like, wait, this pay sucks. Because it was like part-time, and a few points in the year I'd get overtime or 40 hours, but it was a struggle to make 25 hours a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hated that. I was like, okay, I'm happy with my job, but I hate the pay, and I'm broke, and I'm broke, and I'm broke.
Yeah. FYI for our viewers and listeners, I really like whitewater rafting. So if you can pay me $100,000 a year,
for something like that,
to be a whitewater rafter, I'm looking for that job. Oh, with good health insurance, because you can bang your head on a rock.
The final messages from this manager is
Sorry,
manager has no power. Employee comes to them not feeling well. Manager just says the obvious. They need to use their hours to leave. There's a manager survey, and this manager has put in some bad remarks, and it doesn't seem to go anywhere or help anything or make any changes. So let's go to the high level now. Let's talk about the high level of Amazon, just our opinions and whatnot.
Amazon as a company, Amazon as it relates to the U.S.
As the managers, and
as Amazon as towards America, this whole ecosystem of everything.
There's nothing more American than Amazon right now.
That is sadly true.
Late stage capitalism.
America is the best in the world.
Best at being
at shopping,
at killing people mentally. Yeah.
The consumerism. It's like a cancer.
Yeah. I mean, does any job really care about your mental health?
Well, we probably need to start thinking about that.
The Amazon booth. Have you heard about the Amazon? I don't have it where I work. I don't know if other people have it already or if they'll never have it if they scrap the idea entirely. But
did you say Amazon booth?
Amazon booth. Sorry.
Amazon booth. Oh, Amazon booth.
Yes.
Okay, Amazon Zen booth.
Yeah.
Is this a little...
have you seen the memes about it or the weird parody it made with Futurama?
I don't read subversive internet memes about good companies in the U.S. here.
How about you, Liem? You've heard about the Amazon booth or box or whatever?
I'm imagining something like those breastfeeding rooms.
No.
Oh. No? Okay.
Is it for the meditation?
Yeah. It's like a cube.
Do you have a Zen cube in your warehouse?
No, I don't.
Oh.
People call it the despair closet, cry box, the...
Wait, but you don't have this at your warehouse?
I don't have it at my warehouse.
Would you like one?
Maybe.
It goes against TOT.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it does that, then I wouldn't use it. But like, okay, the Futurama reference manifestation meme thing. Okay, so like the first episode of Futurama, Fry wakes up and he's in the year 20 whatever something, 30th century, and like
the first one ever.
It looked like a phone booth. It looked like a phone booth. He goes down the street, whatever, and he thinks it's a phone booth, but it says suicide booth, whatever, and like he puts a quarter in, and all these like blades come out and like want to chop you up and kill you because that's what it does. But then he meets Bender or something. I can't remember how it was, but the Amazon executive person is named Leela. Her first name's Leela Brown or whatever, and like Leela from Futurama is the protagonist of the story. And it's like, oh wow, Amazon suicide booth. And then I've heard people joke about like, oh, if there ever was one, I'd kill myself in one just to get rid of it. So yeah.
Oh, so this doesn't actually exist at Amazon?
I don't know.
No, I hear our news articles I've read, it does exist, but it looks like specific warehouses that have tried it out.
So a meditation Zen booth.
So you're supposed to go in during your break, to use up your time on your break, and it's supposed or you could use your TOT, which is what
or VTO or PTO, where like, hey, Amazon, I want to spend an hour in the booth, so deduct an hour out of my accrued time off so I can go in this box and cry.
Yeah, I think the best Reddit comment I saw on it was, oh, great, so I could use my TOT time to go into the meditation booth and be even more behind and be more stressed.
Yeah.
And what is the exact opposite of what the meditation booth is supposed to do, to give you some zen.
Or release your stress, but like click here for mental health. Click here for a breathing exercise.
Wait, are we talking about actually like trading your PTO? Are you trading your vacation time?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
I don't know the details on that.
I don't have the details on that either, but I imagine it would be like that. Like, take you have vacation time, paid time off, and unpaid time off.
Yeah.
TOT is like when you're on the job and it's taking you more than 5 minutes to process something.
This is your productivity rate, basically, right? Yeah.
So I don't want to use, realistically, who would want to use any of it or gain any TOT for doing that? So it's like, it defeats the purpose in and of itself.
Whatever your options are, you don't want to trade that for the
to like click here for
the weird
little
booth.
Computer and be like, click here for a breathing exercise, click here for calm or whatever, and it plays whatever music.
What if it's a really awesome booth, guys? What if it's got like a nice smell in it and a really comfortable cushion, and what do they give you, some tasty water in there?
Jeff, if you're going to implement it, then at least give your employees a little bit of extra time to use it.
Oh, if you gave everybody an hour of booth time a month, would that work?
Something stupid like, assuming it doesn't give you TOT or deduct from your accrued hours, you can just spend all day in there.
No. That's
it's got to be reasonable.
Yeah.
Something within reason. And then you get fired for doing that. Then you sue them for impinging on your mental health.
No, I mean, we also have to make sure you're not jerking off in the booth.
Oh.
I mean.
You're so stressed out. I don't think you can be. I don't think you would. No, I don't know.
You don't stress masturbate?
No. I've heard of stress eating, but I never heard.
So
you never angry masturbated?
So question for all three of you, including Jeff Bezos. If Amazon...
I wish I could do a Jeff Bezos voice.
If Amazon is the pinnacle of capitalism, is this sustainable?
No, we burn them out and we hire new people.
For America on a bigger global scale or national scale?
Well, once I have enough money, I can just buy America.
I want to say long-term sustainable, no. Short-term sustainable, it's already there.
It is operating. Are you saying somehow the awesome performance of Amazon and Jeff Bezos' accumulation of billions of dollars beyond any person in history is somehow going to crush America?
Yeah, I think so. But it's a bigger thing, though. It's not just Amazon, because then I'm thinking like corporate interest, government, lobbyists. I know that all ties into allowing Amazon to do what it does, because then it's just going to buy lobbyists and whatnot. So it will buy America. It is buying America.
Jeff Bezos did not create this corrupt...
But he did find a way to make himself come out on top of it.
So before Amazon, it was Walmart, right? Didn't everybody say Walmart's evil? They're making all this money.
Yeah.
The Walton family has so much money, right? Before Walmart, it was some other retailer.
Probably Sears.
Before, you could vilify the oil companies. You could say Exxon make all these billions of dollars, and they're doing evil things and destroying our environment. They're the biggest, baddest, terrible corporation out there, right? Before them was the Morgans and the not because I'm Morgan, but the big monopoly, the railroad monopolies, the oil monopolies, or you could point at the banks, and so the banks are collecting all these billions of dollars at America's expense, right? So why is Amazon worse than all those other terrible corporate greedy structures?
It probably is a collaboration, and that's probably not the correct word I'm looking for. Somewhere between the 50s and the 80s, things started changing where minimum wage wasn't enough to sustain a livable wage. So you bring Amazon in that makes so much money, and then even though they're not doing minimum wage, but it's just enough to get by. And yet, if you look at $15 an hour, is that enough to really afford a house eventually? I think so, but that's really tough, man.
It's not Jeff's job to buy you a house. He's giving you more money than any other warehouse.
It's his job to fill your house with materials. So
And
you can pick and choose from his vast store to fill your house with materials.
He's making these goods cheaper.
Yeah, I'm not blaming Jeff. This is a systematic thing of America. I think America itself seems unsustainable.
Okay.
Well, you think the Roman Empire lasted around 300 years.
We're at 200.
270-ish.
No, we're way different. They had lead-lined aqueducts that were poisoning everybody.
And they weren't getting invaded from
You want to talk about shitty water?
talking about shitty water.
Just because previous empires only lasted 300 years, it does not follow that this empire must end.
It's a weird thing in the
there was a collapse. It was called the collapse of empires by Charleston Price or some guy whose name reminded me of Tim Curry or something. There was
Yes,
this dude
some guy wrote a book
about the collapse of empires. How there was an age of exploration, an age of settlement, an age of commerce, and an age of decay.
Mm-hmm.
And the age of decay is when things just kind of fall apart.
Yeah.
They're trying to hold on to that age of decadence and then decay or whatever it was.
Would you guys say that we are falling apart as a nation?
I think we are.
It does seem like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older, and every generation says that.
Every generation says
Every generation says that. But it seems, it just seems more bleak. But yeah, maybe it's just I'm getting older.
Maybe we're doomers.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a young dude, I couldn't buy a house. It took me a long time to be able to buy a house, and then I bought one. I have cars. Most of my life I've had more than one car at a time because I didn't buy brand new cars. I can eat until I'm obese. Health insurance is expensive, but prior to my father's generation, health insurance didn't really exist. My father's parents here in America, as immigrants, did not have health insurance. They didn't have Social Security. They didn't have a lot of these things we take for granted.
But it was probably more affordable. Like, for example, when I bought birth control pills for my wife in Vietnam,
okay,
it was fucking so cheap over there. When we get the same exact fucking pills here with insurance, I mean, it's ridiculous. It was something like, I think, $2 over there. Uh-huh. We're even changing for the exchange value of US dollars to Vietnamese.
Yeah.
$2 is fucking cheap. Over here, fucking $200 something for those same fucking pills.
Because American lives cost more to abort.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kidding. That was a terrible joke. That may be the worst joke I've ever said on this podcast.
Wow.
But I mean, that's kind of in line with how Americans think of America. They're number one. They're more valuable. Their society, their culture, their economy, everything is better. Number one. Is it
so
really?
My Irish immigrant grandparents did not have an option for birth control. They just had kids to feed.
But
what I'm saying is you're making a case for America's falling apart. I would also say we may be in the greatest time in all of history. I'm surrounded by electronics right now.
It depends on where that perspective
supercomputer
is.
phone.
It depends on where that perspective is. Is sustainable? Is sustainable more important than the right now of having a supercomputer cell phone in your pocket compared to 40 years ago? I think the golden years of America might have been 30, 40 years ago in my theory.
Did you buy this awesome microphone on Amazon?
This majority of the set is all Amazon. All these lights, these cameras, these mics.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. I honestly thought you were a guy who would never buy from Amazon. I was so wrong.
Where are your principles, you piece of shit?
It's a weird world.
That's very weird, and that's just kind of...
We're sitting in a TV studio set largely provided by Amazon.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird world that we live in because even if I don't buy, Amazon's going to still exist. So it would be...
Your boycott will have no effect.
Yeah. It's that thing that you said, was it Hobbs was the thing.
Hobson's Choice.
Yeah, it's really the same thing.
You're grasping onto the razor wire rope and waiting for the snake to eat you.
In my hopeful view of my actions, at least I'm doing this podcast and I'm voicing these. I think that is more important than buying the items.
I actually think the problem, I think the actual big scale picture problem here is, it's a disparity of rich and poor. The rich keep getting richer. The rich are collecting they're too greedy. They're collecting too much of the rewards of which you referenced Marx earlier. I think what's happening is that we're in a highly prosperous, industrious, incredible, technological, magical time, and the rewards are not being fairly distributed. If we could share, it sounds
Socialist.
No, but there is some balance.
Yeah.
That's all taxation is a redistribution, right?
Mm-hmm.
To common goods, to share to everybody, right? To share in things that we all use, like roads and schools, to the plumbing that moves the water from the municipal system to us, right? So there's some redistribution. Does one person have the right to collect more of the riches than anybody else? Yeah, some people work harder. Some people are luckier. Some people do more valuable work.
Some people are better at hoarding their saving or whatever. So,
Right.
like, even if there was a magical redistribution of wealth and, like, I don't know, like our stimulus checks, some people used it to pay off their bills. Some people flashed it in public and got it stolen. Some people used it for their fun and their own enjoyment. Some people use it for food on the table for their kids, like that.
Yeah.
So, it's like, it's kind of hard to, like, redistribute wealth and then think everyone would be equal or better off, because sometimes people are not in that situation to enjoy that extra money, you know?
Well, yeah. So what my specific complaint would be then in that inequality picture, I'm talking about money and economics and wages and fairness, particularly in the U.S. What would make more sense is that this system is so corrupt that big money buys privilege and buys more money, right? If you got millions of dollars, you can bribe politicians to write laws that get you more money, right? So the real problem is something like, why are capital gains taxed less than a hard worker's wages, right? So this young person is working the butt off, right? Nobody would argue that you're not working hard. You're working your 40 hours a week, making $15 an hour. You pay more taxes per dollar
Than Bezos.
than anybody who is getting taxed by capital gains, not from their labor, but from something like holding property, for owning real estate, for owning stock in Amazon. If I sell it and collect some millions of dollars, that capital gains rate is taxed less than the rate at which you're getting taxed for your sweat.
That sucks.
So though that kind of systematic problem, I think, is the real thing we need to fix.
I have I'll jump to something else.
Yeah, I'm not terribly mad at Jeff for being the richest guy in all of human history.
If it wasn't Jeff, it would be someone else. And it used to be Bill Gates or this guy or that guy, and
Used to be Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
At one point it was Elon Musk. So I think the real problem is, you alluded to squeezing the worker, squeezing the common man, squeezing the hardworking people. And there's this unfairness. There's this ripoff that's happening to us daily while we sleep, that the money's getting stolen from us in this unfair system. That Jeff and Amazon did not write the rules, but they just happen to be making out the best right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at him for being lucky. I'm mad at him for now finally having, I don't know, was it hundreds of billions of dollars? Anytime you got $1 billion, $1 billion is $1,000 million. Anytime you have over $1 billion, this is functionally more money than you could insanely frivolously spend in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So anything you got over $1 billion, maybe you could figure out some good things to do with it. Maybe you could try to fix education or healthcare in America. Maybe you could work on influencing and repairing some of these things. I'm angry. I'm disappointed and sad to the point of anger. If you have that much wealth and resources, what good thing are you doing for the world? Instead, he appears to be insanely bent on collecting more and more billions.
Yeah.
Doing lawsuits against SpaceX.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of a different topic to me, but
I think that's still money.
Yeah, if you're running Blue Origin and you're not putting satellites into space, if you can't get to orbit, instead of focusing on doing well yourself, you're focused on trying to hamstring somebody else. That's lame.
Yeah.
You know, with all your billions. Yeah, so Blue Origin is largely funded by $1 billion a year of Jeff Bezos cashing out Amazon stock. And if that's the best you can do is do the penis-shaped tourist flight.
Yeah.
That's lame. You know, I could do better with $1 billion.
What was it called? The Gospel of Wealth by, I want to say Andrew Carnegie, or was it someone, industrial age guy was rich, and he was obscenely rich for his time, whatever, and towards the end of his life, he wrote a book about, like, if you're this rich, and you're going to die, or you're old, or you're retired, or whatever, you need to use your money for the betterment of the people, not in the communist sense, but just like the public, the common people, folks.
Yeah.
And if you die rich, you should be ashamed.
Yeah.
Like, if your last minute of life, and you have, like, to the ceiling, billions, $100 bills stacked to the ceiling of your $40 billion mansion, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
What is it going to do when you're like 5 minutes you're going to die and you got all this money? Like, that's just nothing, you know. So you should be ashamed to have that kind of situation. Yeah. But I guess it's a very human issue, and it's been around since the dawn of time. We like to think we could come up with some kind of solution or an answer to it, but we probably won't. That's probably just how it is.
I have the answers. I have the solutions. Just listen to what I'm saying. Do it.
Like, comment, and subscribe?
No.
Is that going to make it better?
No, take your billions and do something fucking good.
On that one.
But what are you going to do that's good? I mean, okay, that obviously that space flight thing was just like a slap in the face. I kind of wanted to think, oh, well, if he's, going into space, trying to make space travel more of a thing, maybe that's kind of good for scientific progress. But I mean, when you're that rich and all you're doing is just contributing to the stagnation of the well-being of people, well, kind of, I mean, the materialism aspect of it, that's not really helping.
Right. That's what I would criticize Bezos and a lot of other billionaires.
What I would criticize on him for that too.
I'll add on my kind of emotional
of why you hate Jeff Bezos?
Just kind of the big image of America, the capitalist system, Amazon. I just wish there was some type of weird way to get morality pushed into the government and spread out amongst the people. Because when you have a capitalist system where money and greed is the focus, I feel like that doesn't make the world a better place.
Yeah. So we live in a system where it is admirable to be successful and rich, right? So if you know somebody and they get rich and successful, you're like, hey, that's great, right?
Yeah.
I wish I was you. So this is weird American thing where it's great to become rich. The problem, a large problem, is the corporate structure, right? So if you buy stocks, you get taxed less at capital gains rates when you cash out. People love getting stock. People love owning stock. It's great. You can own part of a successful company and share in the riches of that company, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with that is the minute you own stock, you're owning a public corporation that is just shares of a corporation. The shareholders elect the board of directors. The board of directors pick the CEO. And the shareholders say, hey, board of directors, your job is to make sure my stock performs. I don't care really what your company's doing. I care about how much that stock price is going up. I care about dividends. right? I don't care if you're torturing children. I mean, it's not that extreme. I don't care if you're torturing Amazon employees. I want my Amazon stock price to go up. So the board of directors, they elect a CEO, or they pick a CEO that's going to maximize the performance of that company in relation to the stock price.
Oh, yeah.
So it dehumanizes the entire enterprise, right? It is a million people working for Amazon that the CEO's job is not to give a shit about.
Oh, they got crappy water. Oh, they're unhappy. Oh, they're quitting in droves by the tens of thousands. Our turnover rates become the highest or whatever. They don't care about that because that doesn't affect their bottom line.
The CEO gets paid in stock. So if he makes the stock price goes up,
he gets paid more.
He becomes a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
He gets to become one of the rich. So there's this weird game in America that the moment you become a public corporation that is publicly traded, you strip out all human consideration. It is purely about that price and the money. And that's very American. And it's pretty evil to put the money first. But we have this structure and we have this mentality that would make that good. Right? I want to own stock that performs well.
Who wouldn't?
I've bought stock before, right? And currently I buy S&P 500 mutual fund stock.
I don't know about Amazon stock, but I remember I had Walmart stock. It was kind of stupid. I had like $120 Amazon stock.
Yeah.
They fired me day 89 in some states.
Oh, Walmart stock?
Yeah. Well, anyway, the week after I got fired for a bullshit reason, it's too long to go into, but it was bullshit.
Yeah.
My stock went from 120 to like 110.
Yeah.
I just said, well, it'll go back up. And then it went to like 90.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck this. I cashed out at $80. That's it. And it was like, Amazon never offered me stock, or if there is, I never was told about it, or if there's some kind of discount for stock, sure. Other companies, yeah, they offered stock at a reasonable price or a little bit of a discount or whatever.
Yeah. Or even if as an Amazon employee, if you got one share a year, that'd be something.
You know, there's this one thing, and I have not seen it, but like numerous people have told me about it.
Yeah.
Online and to my face, sitting in the break room. If you work 1 year and do a peak season, so it's not January 1st start of employment, but like you worked December, whatever. If you do 2 peak seasons, so like one springtime and one winter time, and you're still employed, they will offer you a severance package contract. Some kind of weird thing. I've never heard of this from any other company. Like, all right, so you worked 1 year.
Yeah.
We will give you $1,000. Sign here, and you quit. You get $1,000 on your way out, and it's coming to you in the mail.
Yeah.
But you are now blacklisted. If you sign, you get $1,000. If it's 2 years, it's $2,000, up to $5,000.
Yep.
So if you work for 5 years, you can walk away with extra $5,000. You sign this contract, you can never work for Amazon. You can't work for Whole Foods. If Amazon owns it or is a shareholder of it or something, you can't work at Amazon Flex. You can't work at Whole Foods. You can't get an IT job at Amazon Prime or whatever, or this or that. You're just blacklisted from Amazon forever.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
It's a weird psychological trap.
Yeah. Because I think about it,
So we haven't verified that it's true, but that if that is correct, that is a weird psychological trap.
Please verify, Lem. You can, whenever you want. That's interesting because, that is kind of.
Can we put on the video ding, true, or
like asterisk on this trip, it's false, whatever. It's fine. If I'm totally wrong, okay.
If you're listening, you will hear a ding if it's true, or if it was not true.
Yeah, do that, whatever. That makes me think. At first, the first time I heard about that, I was like, oh yeah, if I can work 2 years, I can leave with $2,000. That'll be a nice little boost to my next jump in life or whatever. Awesome. And then I think about it. Wait. How many companies does Amazon own? I know at least Whole Foods, and they got a bunch of other things. Amazon
drivers.
Dash, Amazon Dash or whatever, Flex, called Amazon Flex. You take your own car, you drive up to the factory or whatever it is, where it distributes it, you fill up your car with packages. It's kind of like DoorDash. You ever done DoorDash or Postmates or whatever?
Right.
It's kind of like that, but you're just dropping off packages with your own car, you pay for your own gas.
Right.
But you can TOT over there too.
Yeah.
Or you could take a selfie, but your selfie's not good or whatever with the package, and some algorithm determines possibly you're lying and you're stealing this package, so they'll just fire you. They're not going to question you. Maybe you really did drop it off at this person's house, whatever. You're just going to get cut off. It's stupid, but like, you could never do that kind of job. You can never work at Whole Foods. They're like, how many other companies? In 2 years, how many companies is Amazon going to own? I don't know.
Yeah, so would you sign off that? Would you trade that?
Originally, when I first heard about this, I was like, my immediate thought, my plan was immediately just to get that 2,000 or even at least 1,000. If it's really bad, I can get 1,000. Now I'm like, I'm not so sure, because how many companies are they going to own?
Yeah, so you're thinking ahead. So
I'm thinking probably not. But like, if I was like, 2 write-ups in, or 3, or close to getting fired, and then I got the contract in front of me for like $1,000, I'd take it. $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. Another weird thing is kind of capitalist, but maybe positive. And fact check me. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong, or I misheard.
Speculations.
Yes. If you work for 10 years, they will give you a $10,000 business startup loan. Mm-hmm. You have to pay it back. You could open up a shop on Amazon, whatever, do some kind of business partnership with Amazon. Mm-hmm. That's doesn't sound too terrible. Some kind of unique perk for putting in 10 years of your life. I don't think if I don't get fired, I probably would go crazy, or something bad would happen to me. I would inflict something bad on myself if I had to work 10 years at Amazon. I can't see that happening. Unless I was like in a comfy spot where I didn't have to worry about TOT and extreme pressures and stuff like that. I don't see myself being a picker for 10 years. Right. It's kind of doubtful I could be a picker for 2 years at this point, but hey, I'm still there.
Yeah.
All right. We got maybe about 15 minutes left. I'm going to do the final questions. There's about 5 questions. Some of them are kind of big, so you may have to make the questions kind of quick, or the answers kind of quick. First question.
you got time on task for this.
Shit, yeah, I got way too much TOT now. I'm fired.
Way to go, asshole.
What great daily habits do you have?
Daily habits. Waking up on time.
That's a good one, yeah.
All right. Next question.
You got to show up for work, or otherwise you fucking get fired.
What do you know or think of cryptocurrency?
Kind of risky. I own less than $50 of cryptos. I regret not jumping on it sooner. Yeah.
Next question. What's the biggest problem for humans, and what should they do to fix it?
Probably being too woke in our current present time, being too woke where everything's offensive, everything's a trigger. I'm not saying that to support the right. I'm saying don't go too far left, or you'll find yourself very far right in a different way.
All the way back around to right?
Yeah. A revolution means 360 degrees, not 180. A revolution isn't complete until it's done its full circular motion to 360 degrees.
Right. So I have to be all the way racist again.
Yeah. In a different way. Yeah.
Yes.
What would you suggest to fix that?
Stop the overconsumption of media. Stop trusting the Black Mirror, the screen, the TV screen, that screen on your phone, your pocket.
Oh, is that what that means?
You gotta learn how to think of it yourself.
I didn't know a Black Mirror meant a screen, a video screen.
Could be.
No, is that what that's supposed to reference?
I don't know actually, but that's that's the conclusion I came to, at least. Is like stop getting all your information from the Black Mirror.
We just discovered some shit.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That was the gold in this whole podcast.
Next question. What's your favorite food or dish?
Changes with the season. Could I say like currently right now, Penang curry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thai food. Yeah, there we go.
Awesome. And last question. Think of at least 2 friends that should do this conversation. Call them out.
2 friends.
You could just say like their first name, and then we'll
call them out. Oh shit.
We might have to edit it out entirely.
Probably.
We'll figure it out.
Hey John,
no,
you're probably not going to hear this, but like, dude, you got to do something with your life. And
no, he should be on the podcast. Is who we're looking for.
Oh, I don't know. 2
you
people.
Can't just call John a loser.
I mean, he's like my best friend, but
okay.
I just kind of wish he would do better or more with his life.
No. Call out people that should do this podcast.
I'm saying, do you know anybody that'd be a great guest? Somebody interesting that would have stuff to talk about, or somebody that's fun to talk to.
Like another podcaster or someone with some internet clout.
No, just anybody you would love to see talk to us for 3 hours.
Somebody that you know, friend.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know a whole lot about your podcast.
I love, hey, John, do something with your life.
Well, you see, we're pretty open with conversation. So anybody that just has a good story, someone that has an interesting career,
Get your shit together, John.
expertise in something.
Stop smoking all that weed.
You know, if I had to say someone who's heavily into 4chan, because 4chan and Reddit hate each other, and a lot of people on Reddit can be terrible, garbage people, or very one-sided, one-minded people, and a lot of people on 4chan can be trash because this and that. But like, it would be interesting as hell to like see like, okay, this guy's a Redditor and this guy's a 4chaner, and if they can both be anonymous or whatever, and they could like talk on your show about whatever topic, doesn't have to be about Amazon or capitalism or whatever. And if you can get some kind of deep life conversation or like, how does the internet affect you? That would be a great podcast. That's my idea for you. That's my answer that I'm going to give you because I don't know anything else.
Can we set up a 4chan versus Reddit cage match? I think that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, or it'd be funny. It could be very funny, okay, and it could be very cringe. It could be very thought-provoking, but it definitely won't be boring. Assuming you can get both of those people.
Would also be brilliant if both audiences want to see that, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to do because a lot of people, especially on the internet, I'm sure you know a lot of people can be flakes. So that's going to be hard to do. Good luck.
I think we should totally set that up.
All right. We're gonna do the end now, and then the intro right afterwards. So the end, we're just gonna kind of cheers, say thank you and whatnot.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Hyro, thank you so much for talking to us for 3 hours. Thank you for
mystery guest.
Thanks. Cheers.
Thank you for your insight on Amazon.
Thanks for coming all the way to Vegas to tell us about your.
Yeah, definitely.